Trojan basketball is on the air. This is Countdown to Tip-Off for Southeast of Saline basketball on KINA Sports. Coming up, you're going to get a full preview of area games, analysis on this matchup, and keys to a Trojan win. Now let's head to the gym for Countdown to Tip-Off right here on KINA.
After a split with the Hillsboro Trojans on their home floor on Friday, it's a quick turnaround for Southeast of Saline's Trojans as they jump back into league to take on their Saline County rivals in the Sacred Heart Knights. Good evening and welcome into a special broadcast Monday night high school basketball here on KINA. Southeast of Saline's boys and girls at home to take on the Knights from Salina here tonight. It's a league contest and the last game before the holiday break for both schools. My name is Devin Haney, along with Tyler Smith. We'll bring you play-by-play every dribble of tonight's contest, along with Big Sam Pretty producing and engineering and providing live stream video free of charge on SalinaPost.com is Brian Dennett. That's provided to you by Salina Ortho. Friday night, Southeast of Saline's girls won 44-30. Southeast of Saline lost 44-30. They are now 3-2 on the season. On the boys' side, they won 62-50, and it was a 1-1 week for Southeast of Saline, with the girls winning on Tuesday and the boys winning on Friday. They split again 2 dates last week. For Southeast of Saline, they'll look at a Sacred Heart team that is strong on both sides, girls and boys. We'll dig more into that matchup on both the boys and girls and get you ready for this one. We are about 11 and a half minutes away from tip-off of the girls' game. It's game number 1 of our doubleheader. Tyler Smith will join us when we come back. We'll take a break. Countdown to tip-off. It's brought to you by L&L Advisors right here on KINA.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help you with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach, right off Crawford, and in the Central Mall, Salina, and downtown McPherson. Based on honesty and trust, contact L&L Advisors today.
'Tis the season for savings at Prairieland Partners with year-end holiday discounts. Right now, save big with $2,500 off select 1, 2, 3, and 5 series John Deere compact utility tractors. The gift giving doesn't stop there. Prairieland Partners John Deere is making it even merrier with 0% financing for 72 months. Hurry into your local Prairieland Partners for all the festive details.
Prairieland Partners.
Farmers, as fall planting season winds down, it's time to start planning for next spring. Phillips Seed stands ready to work with you to nail down the best seed genetics for your operation. They can help you select from their top-performing corn hybrids and soybean varieties, as well as seed treatments to get your crops off to a fast start. Find them online at phillipseed.com, Facebook, on X, or call 785-949-2204. That's 785-949-2204. Phillips Seed, serving, innovating, growing since 1985.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
Suburban Appliance Center is your official dealer for Traeger grills. Check out this 6-in-1 versatile unit that grills, bakes, smokes, roasts, braces, and barbecues. Suburban is your exclusive dealer for the Traeger Timberline series, and they have your Traeger spices too. Suburban Appliance Center, they are locally owned and they offer appliance brands like Amana, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, and of course Maytag. Suburban also offers exceptional service. Suburban Appliance Center, 1900 South 9th.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
This is Trojan basketball on KINA.
Hi, welcome back to the Purple Palace. Devin Haney, Tyler Smith, as we get you ready for a doubleheader of Saline County basketball, southeast of Saline and Sacred Heart tonight. First of all, Tyler, happy Monday. Quick turnaround from the weekend. It's kind of nice, though, tonight, isn't it? I mean, being the only game in the area that I know of, and it's just kind of all the focus on this matchup, and that's kind of the way it should be. These two schools have really played some great basketball games against each other in the past few years. We don't expect anything less here tonight.
No, and it seems like that's kind of been what's gone on the last couple of years. This, before holiday break game, this is the only show in town. We've seen it other times they played it on a Tuesday, and it's been late when school's going to break up and nobody else is playing. But it makes it a lot of fun because all of a sudden this gym gets packed quicker and quicker. When all of a sudden South and Central and other surrounding schools aren't playing, you just kind of see the gym swell a little bit more, and it swells a little bit earlier than normal. And gosh darn, that makes it fun. And not that Sacred Heart Southeast needs any more fun to go into it, but it always just adds to the atmosphere.
You really got to pay attention if you're going to keep up with the schedules around the holidays, not only leading in but also coming out of break. We'll just concentrate on the 2023 portion of the schedules. You have this game here tonight between Sacred Heart and southeast of Saline, but then tomorrow you have area games like Phillipsburg at Beloit involving an NCAA school. You also have Concordia at Clay Center, Andover Central at Salina Central, Salina South at Mays, Abilene at Chapman. Those are all games in the area tomorrow. Beloit also plays a game that is really late, I thought, in the calendar. They play on Thursday this week, the 21st. Riley County visits Beloit for a game on the 21st, so that's kind of a little bit different as well. And also, while we're just talking random stuff here, let's talk about something that definitely needs attention on the basketball realm here at southeast of Saline, and that is league championships captured over the weekend for both the junior high boys and girls for southeast of Saline. They're going to be recognized here tonight at halftime of the guys' game, I believe. That was a big pull, especially for the girls, not to reduce the guys' accomplishment, but the southeast of Saline junior high girls didn't get beat.
Yeah, they didn't get beat, and I think they only have one loss, these 8th graders do in 2 years. And when you start at, wherever you're listening from, if you're a supporter of another team in the NCAA, sorry. It just continues to come. They just continue to build and build. And I know that's one thing that Shauna Smith's wanted to do for a lot of years is build this, the elementary school up. And not that there was ever an issue there, but, the amount of camps they run, everything that happens, it just continues to grow and grow and grow and blossom. And what a great job from the boys' side as well. That's the thing. Yeah. You have to continue to plant the seeds and watch them develop. And there's so many people involved in that. It starts at a young age, but what a great job from the junior high. 2 titles, and let's see if, how that festers into the high school season.
It's going to be a great girls game here, I think, that we have on deck. Of course, southeast of Saline coming off that loss on Friday, a heartbreaking loss, and really dominant fashion win for Hillsboro, 44-30. That puts southeast of Saline at 3-2 coming into this game. Also at 3-2 are the visitors from Sacred Heart. They did not have a game on Friday, so they've had nearly a whole week off. But these poor Knights, they haven't been at home yet. They don't even know what their home gym looks like. They played 5 games. They went to Elbing to play Breen Academy, which, by the way, on the girls' side, they got a huge upset on Tuesday night going down to Breen Academy on the state-ranked Breen Academy girls team that is very good year in and year out. They also went to Clifton Clyde to open the season. In between, they had 3 games at the Irish Classic in Chapman. They don't have a home game until we turn the calendar into next year.
Yeah, their schedule's crazy, and I think they only have 1 home Friday game. If you think back to what makes high school basketball, it's those Friday night home games. Sacred Heart, just the way the schedule all flopped out this year, only 1 home game on a Friday night. But yeah, this team, it's kind of one of those seasoned and veteran teams. If you go into their gym and you see the amount of seniors they have hanging up, there's a lot. This is the team that they were building up for, and they've got the pieces, right? They can go inside, they can go outside. We'll get way into the names now or later, I don't know, but they have people. They have people that can do things this year.
One of the leaders on this Sacred Heart team, while we just dive into that right now, is Katie Weiss. Weiss is a 4-year starter. She's 5'7" senior this year. She's leading the team in scoring at 15.6 per game. And I think one thing that we always recognize about Katie Weiss is she can go off at any time and completely change a game. That's kind of what she did against Breen Academy when Sacred Heart got that upset 45-36 last Tuesday on the road. She went for 20 points in that game. But she has some help this year. They have a solid crew of girls. She has Skylar Douglas, who is just a sophomore, who's averages 10 points a game. They have a freshman in Adeline Lee that is averaging 6.5 points, 4.5 rebounds per game. Of course, Avery Eshelman on the inside. You talked about her a little bit Friday night when we were looking ahead to this game here tonight. She's 6'1". She's a senior this year, 11 points, 11 rebounds. She averages a double-double every night. And this is a Sacred Heart team under Carl Hines that I just kind of watch them, and they play loose. They play like they're having fun, and it's just kind of, we're going to go do what we do and just see what happens. They don't really play tense at all, which is really impressive.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's kind of like, we talk about playing basketball and working basketball, and what happened against Hillsborough the other night, it looked like basketball was being worked.
Yeah.
And you didn't really get to play basketball. But, yeah, Carl Hines has these girls playing. They're out, they're playing loose. It's the exact same thing Shauna Smith wants from her girls. But with this crew, you can do it. When you have Katie Weiss, the Kansas Newman, commit, when you have her running the show, you have somebody that can handle the situation. She can go, and anytime you can throw it down low whenever you get in trouble. You have Avery Eshelman. You have those other holy moly.
Yes.
Compliment pieces. Mercy, easy for me to say, that that you can just get things rolling. And I think that's what Sacred Heart's starting to feel. And that, their schedule hasn't been easy as well. They've had some big wins, and their losses haven't been against, slouches. They've had tough teams. Yeah. It makes tonight even more fun, for Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, one of those losses, I've said it since I got to see them play it a couple of Saturdays ago, was against Rossville, one of the top-ranked teams in Class 3A. That's nothing really to be ashamed of on that spectrum when you look at that. Also, Clifton Clyde, very good. They played a tough schedule so far, and we'll see how that translates here tonight into this Saline County showdown. We're about 3 minutes away from tip-off, and we come back. We'll have the starters for you and the start of this game. Devin Haney, Tyler Smith back here at the Purple Palace on the campus of Southeast of Saline. Countdown to tip-off is brought to you by L&L Advisors.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help you with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach, right off Crawford, and in the Central Mall, Salina, and downtown McPherson. Based on honesty and trust, contact L&L Advisors today.
Maybe you don't play quarterback or make the highlight reel. Maybe you're not a high school athlete anymore. But just like an athlete, you can get first-class orthopedic care from Salina Ortho. Their doctors and staff strive to get you back to an injury-free, pain-free life as quickly as possible. Salina Ortho has a doctor on call 24/7 for all orthopedic injuries. So next time you're injured, trust the experts at Salina Ortho. Your voice, your choice, past, present, and future. See them online at salinaortho.com.
Frisbee Construction is a service organization for the commercial grain industry dedicated to giving you the best in planning, the best in quality, and the best of workmanship, and overall the best value for your dollar since 1949. Frisbee Construction specializes in new construction as well as remodel and repair of grain handling facilities throughout the Midwest. Frisbee Construction Company in Gypsum has emergency crews available as needed. For more information, go to frisbeeinc.com.
Mary Maids in Salina offers house cleaning services you can see and feel. Your home is more than just a house. It's where memories are made and moments are cherished. Though life can be complicated, house cleaning shouldn't be. Mary Maids strives to take the stress out of your day so you can live your life your way. With more than 40 years experience and an advanced time-tested cleaning process, they can help you reclaim time with your loved ones. Find Mary Maids on Facebook or check out their website at marymaids.com.
Don't get caught on empty. Fill up on all your basic needs at Asaria Oil and Hardware. We want to be sure you are fueled up and ready for whatever may be around the corner, no matter what time of day. Now live at Asaria Oil and Hardware, 24/7 pumps. No matter what time of day or night, your gas and diesel tanks can rely on us. During regular business hours, you can get your favorite pizza and snacks to have enough energy to win the day. Asaria Oil and Hardware, located in Asaria at the corner of Center and Main. We'll fill you up.
Looking to take the next step in your career? Consider an MBA from Kansas Wesleyan. You can complete the program fully online in as little as 1 year, and your last class is free. Want to be a part of one of the region's fastest growing universities? Visit kwu.edu/MBA today. That's kwu.edu/MBA.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help you with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach right off Crawford and in the Central Mall Salina and downtown McPherson. Based on honesty and trust, contact L&L Advisors today.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Saline Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Saline Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
You're telling me your driver turns you on remotely?
It feels so good. One gentle touch of a handy remote or mobile app and my motor's running. And don't fret, my little pickup pal. New Image Audio installs these inside trucks too.
Oh, yeah.
You'll want it when the winter chill hits. A remote start from New Image Audio for cars, trucks, even diesels. All systems remote and cell phone capable. Nationwide coverage. Get yours at New Image Audio on South Broadway.
In Salina.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Basketball on KINA.
Starting on us being introduced right now, let's do that as well here for you for the Sacred Heart Knights under the direction of Carl Hines. The Lady Knights off to a 3-2 start this season. They're coming off of a big upset win last Tuesday over Breen Academy. Katie Weiss is the leading scorer, a 5'7" senior, averages almost 16 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 2.8 assists per contest. With her, Megan Torrey, another senior at 5'9". Also, senior Avery Eshelman, 11 points, 11 rebounds per basketball game. Then the youth comes in for Carl Hines. Skylar Douglas is a 5'7" sophomore, 10 points, 3.5 steals, 2.5 assists per game. And then freshman Adeline Lee, 5'3" freshman, 6.5 points, 4.5 rebounds per game. Southeast of Saline's Lady Trojans under the direction of Shauna Smith, assisted by Steve Reedy and Julie Lund, will start 3 seniors, including Brielle Potachik, Lexi Jacobson, and Maddie Harris. Brielle averaging 7.5 points per game. Lexi Jacobson, 10 points, almost 11 rebounds. She also leads the team in steals. And Maddie Harris, who leads the team in assists, 10 points, 4.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. Addison Roars, a 5'7" junior, 2 points, 2 rebounds per game. And Abba Pearson, a 5'7" sophomore, averaging 6.5 points, 4 rebounds per contest. League contest, Saline County rivalry contest, last game of 2023. Tyler Smith, your New Image Audio, keys to success tonight.
Tonight you have both teams riding on different highs, right? Like Sacred Heart's coming in high after a big upset win in their last game. And Southeast might have had one of the worst losses we've seen in a couple years. And not that they played bad by any means, but you come in, you have high expectations. You just kind of get beat early and you get beat the entire game. New Image Audio thoughts of the game. You look at your seniors and thought in a game like this. Like we've always looked at these 3. This is their game, and I think they're extremely ready for it. This game has a lot of implications. It's just one game, Devin, but this game, it goes a long way into how you feel going into Christmas break and league rankings.
Jump ball is up. It is won by Sacred Heart. They will take the first crack at the basket. They will miss in the paint. Southeast of Saline has the basketball. They are off and running the other way. Almost critical for Southeast of Saline to get off to a fast start offensively tonight, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. That's something we haven't seen yet from Southeast as Brielle takes it to the bucket and gets to. But we've seen slow start after slow start and them catching up. But Brielle Potachik did a great job driving to the lane. Nice layup for the senior.
That's on BP. Took matters into her own hands. Went down the lane on the right-hand side. Kissed it off the window. Got the layup and put Southeast of Saline up right out of the gates. Here's a drive and a kick out to Katie Weiss. She'll put it up from 3. We'll see that a lot tonight. Weiss misses this one strong. Potachik with the rebound. Brielle was looking over her right shoulder the whole time at Maddie Harris. I think maybe she was trying to encourage Maddie to crash a little bit harder to the rim and fill that spot. Maddie just kind of hung out near the three-point line, and the two really kind of combined for that turnover there.
Yeah, very rare we see them off the same page. Usually they're on the same page. They know what each other is doing. Rare mistake right there. I'm sure they'll make up for it later on.
Here's a drive into the paint again. Another pitch out to Torrey. Megan wants nothing to do with that shot at this point in time. She's going to work it back around to Skylar Douglas. Douglas back off to the left-hand side. Addie Lee has it. Lee will come back now to the top of the key where Katie Weiss is. Weiss pitches it back here near side. Man-to-man defense being applied here by Southeast of Saline as Lexi Jacobson smacks one out of bounds, and it will stay with Sacred Heart underneath their own basket. A high runner off the window is no good, and the rebound comes down into the hands of the Lady Knights. Almost 2 minutes in, 2-0, Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, Lexi did a great job penetrating right there, but she's better off 2 feet than she is off one right there to go off 1 foot. Kind of can mess up the shot a little bit.
Megan Torrey fired the three, then she took it away from Southeast of Saline in transition after the rebound. Southeast has 2 turnovers here in the early going. 2-0 though. Southeast leading here on the lone basket from Brielle Potachik. The only points that we have thus far. Eshelman has it high post. She'll square up, go backside to Weiss. Wild runner off the top of the glass is no good. And Southeast of Saline has it. Here come the Lady Trojans back the other way running. Well, you can see maybe Brielle thought about popping that three off the run, but decided to hold it, play it back for an offensive set here from Maddie Harris. Now Harris will dump it into the high post. Jacobson has it. She'll hand it off the dribble to Pearson. Pearson all the way to the cup. Left her layup long. What a great look there by Southeast, but they come away empty.
Well, we're almost 3 minutes into this, and we haven't seen a three-point shot yet from Southeast. You wonder if that's a point of emphasis. Attack, see if you can get Eshelman maybe in foul trouble. Just attack the rim if you're Southeast.
Here's a lob pass over the top. Eshelman, a beautiful feed from Megan Torrey that time. And Avery Eshelman gets the first basket of the day for Sacred Heart. They play over 3 minutes before they scored first, but we are tied 2-2. Now Maddie Harris gets into the lane, dumps it off from one block to the other. Addison Rohr was wide open, but a foul will be called and stop that easy lay-in for Rohr on the backside.
And Devin, we're already seeing more offensive motion, and a lot of what happened on Friday night was because of what Hillsborough was doing. But a lot of that's also Coach Shauna Smith telling these girls, like, you got to stick with what we're doing. Stick with what you're doing. Drive to the basket, kick if you're in trouble. You're seeing them attack the rim right now. Good things are happening for the Trojans.
Sutton Douglas has it. Now to Maddie Harris. Harris has a triple threat position. Sacred Heart also playing a man-to-man defense here early on. Potachik on the left-hand side. Faked a baseline. Now she'll work her way back to the middle. Gave a little fake there from the free throw line, but now she'll play it to Pearson. Off to Rohr. Rohr's shot is up and good. Addison Rohr probably guaranteed to have a layup before that whistle blew on the last sequence, but she got one there from further away.
Yeah, I love that confidence from Rohr. We don't see her shoot a lot. She got that ball in a nice little window, 10 feet away, buries it. Great shot from the junior Addison Rohr.
Nearly halfway through the first quarter, if you can believe it or not. 4:10 left to go here in the first period. Here's a strip by Maddie Harris. She takes it away from Sacred Heart. Second turnover for the Lady Knights. Harris with a long pass, left-hand side. Potachik from 16, pulled up on the break, had that shot partially blocked. Eshelman takes it away, and a foul called on Southeast.
Yeah, it looked like Weiss did a really good job just following the play, got the block on Brielle's shot, and they're going to call the foul on Potachik, her first as she comes out of the game. Get the freshman Reagan Duran into the game for Southeast.
Each team has one foul here in the first quarters. We are halfway through the period. Sydney Getz is checked in for Sacred Heart for the first time. Also Nicole Richards into the game. Getz a senior, Richards a sophomore. And as you touched on, Reagan Duran into the game for Southeast of Saline. Here's a three-pointer by Katie Weiss, up and good. Sacred Heart has claimed their first lead of the day, 5-4.
And not a lot of room there. Weiss just said there was not a lot of offense going on. Weiss didn't have much room, pulls up for three with a hand in her face and buries it.
Yeah, you can shut the door, but if you leave it open and not latched, she's going to shoot the three. Here's a great look by Maddie Harris. There's a reason she leads Southeast of Saline in assist, and she just dropped a dime that time on Sutton Douglas.
And great job from Sutton with the finish. We've seen Sutton with a lot of opportunities. She hasn't converted as many as she would like to. Right there, it's a great start for Sutton Douglas.
Weiss with the basketball. She'll go to Adeline Lee. Addie all the way to the paint. Comes back out to Weiss. She'll play it now on a hard pass over to Richards. Now Lee will fire the long two, I believe, and that's going to come off no good and land with Addison Rohr. One thing both teams are doing very well here, Tyler, not a lot of shots being made, but they're both getting defensive rebounds and limiting that possession as Reagan Duran hits a three for Southeast of Saline.
Well, Devin, you got to love this right now for Coach Shauna Smith. You have 9 points, and you've only got one of your seniors that have scored. You haven't had Maddie. Maddie hasn't even attempted a shot yet. Lexi's only attempted one. You got to love that. But that's going to be a problem if Katie Weiss gets going as she buries another three.
Katie Weiss hits another one. Now it is 9-8. as Southeast of Saline momentarily had their biggest lead of the first quarter. 2:20 left to play. Duran wants another one, same spot. That one off the front of the rim, no good. Boy, that looked good from here, but we are up in the luxury seats. And it came off the front of the rim. Here's a pass by Eshelman down low. Had happy feet down on the block. She was buried in a bad spot underneath that backboard and shuffled her feet trying to get it back into play. Third turnover for Sacred Heart.
And Devin, I love what Sutton did right there. Sutton just slid into a good defensive position. She got there late, but she just went straight up. She didn't try to do anything more than just go straight up. Really made it difficult for the guard down there on the post. Sutton absolutely created that turnover. Great job from Sutton Douglas helping on the help side.
Little token man-to-man pressure here full court as Weiss picks up Potacek coming across the line. Potacek unloaded it to Reagan Duran. Duran lost the basketball. They'll have to go to the arrow as a Knight and a Southeast of Saline player as Eshelman and Sutton Douglas both tying that basketball up. It's going to stay via the arrow here with Southeast of Saline on their offensive end.
And I think it's a fortunate call for Southeast. It looked like maybe Reagan kind of got caught up, could have got called for a double dribble right there. Ball got caught up, stays with Southeast.
9-8 Southeast. There's Potacek for three. That one won't go. Duran trying to save the rebound, but it's too far gone, out of bounds, and we'll go back to Sacred Heart. 9-8 is our score. Both teams have led by one. Southeast of Saline's biggest lead was 4 before Katie Weiss hit a three-pointer 2 trips ago. She has the ball right now across the timeline at center court. Weiss will float off to the left-hand side, bounce it into a pass to Addie Lee. Now back to Skylar Douglas. Douglas tests the elbow. Now back to Lee. She'll penetrate, kick again. Man-to-man still being played here defensively by Southeast of Saline. A couple of freshmen there going at it with Adeline Lee and Reagan Durant. Sure, not their first introduction to each other and not the last time they'll see each other, and Sacred Heart's going to dribble it out of bounds for their 4th turnover.
And you saw right there, Megan Torrey just drives baseline, and Sutton Douglas again defensively does a great job just sliding over, takes that position away, forces Torrey out of bounds. But yeah, this freshman matchup with Lee and Duran is going to be fun to watch tonight. It's going to be fun to watch for the next 4 years. The two just great players that are going to blossom before us, and we're fortunate enough to get to watch these two.
You may not have saw it as Lexi Jacobson goes to the basket off a feed from Reagan Duran. Eshelman there to stop her. Reagan Duran had a crossover and a drive to the basket in the JV game I saw. That was pretty fantastic. She has some skills, and you can see him starting to come out here. Abba Pearson has replaced Sutton Douglas as Sacred Heart throws it off. A Southeast of Saline handed out of bounds. It will stay with the Knights here as they trail by 1.
And Devin, with only a team foul called on each team, 2 fouls overall, I like the way this game is being officiated. It's being played clean, and these officials are letting it go. We saw earlier that Avery Eshelman just made a really good play. Holy moly. Go ahead.
Maddie Harris just skid on her backside to save that ball, and then Southeast turns it over trying to keep it. Now it's in question on possession. Reagan Duran's going to take it and draw the foul against Sacred Heart. Holy hustle, Maddie Harris. She went all the way from the free throw line on one end to the free throw line on the other end, skid on her backside from about the logo to that free throw line, and took the ball away from Sacred Heart.
And Devin, what does that do to your mentality right there? You see your senior just sprinting 40 feet, getting her backside on the floor, sliding all over the place. I mean, that's the kind of thing you need to spark you. That's the thing you need to get going. That's just what Maddie Harris does.
That was a big foul for Sacred Heart. It was Adeline Lee, their freshman, who starts. She just picked up her second.
Whoa.
Speaking of freshmen, there's Reagan Duran. She also got her second. It's her second basket of the first quarter. She has 5. 11-8 Southeast. 10 seconds left to go in the opening quarter. Brielle Potacek wipes the shoes. She's going to D it up here with Katie Weiss, who will shoot whenever she enters the gym.
I don't think she knows how much time there is.
2 seconds left. Weiss on a runner, throws it up off the backboard on the top frame, and it will come out. And that is the end of the first quarter. 11-8 is our score. Southeast of Saline leads Sacred Heart by 3. You're listening on KINA and watching live stream video on SalinaPost.com. That's brought to you by our friends at Salina Ortho.
Citizens State Bank has been serving Kansans for over 100 years. We are a full-service bank that can service your personal, business, and agricultural lending and deposit needs. Citizens State Bank offers 24/7 convenience with mobile deposit, online banking, and our ATM conveniently located in front of the building. Stop by and see our friendly and helpful staff. Citizens State Bank at 600 Maple Street in Gypsum, Kansas. Citizens State Bank and Trust Company is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Saline is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
11-8 our score. Southeast of Saline leads Sacred Heart by still one possession, but 3 points. Sacred Heart starts out with the basketball as we get into the second quarter action. Glad you could join us for the Saline County Showdown. Really the only basketball game that I could find in the area tonight. Most everybody else plays tomorrow before they go into the holiday break. Foul trouble from that first quarter. Addie Lee, the freshman who's on the floor for Sacred Heart, she has 2 fouls. She's the only one that's gone over 1 foul here in this game. She got half of the fouls called in that first period. Here's a three-pointer by Sacred Heart. That's no good. That came from Nicole Richards. Rebounds, Southeast. Lob pass up the floor. In the break, Brielle Patacic. She stops on the left wing. Now to Jacobson inside. She nearly lost the basketball, but Maddie Harris will save it. Pass it through the defense to Abigail Pearson. Pearson on a baseline move. Dumps it off to Roar, and she kisses it off the window. Addie Roar's off to a good start. Her teammates get her into a good spot with the ball, and she has scored 2 now.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think Abigail saw that she had Brielle crash into the bucket, but Brielle had a lot of defenders on her that Brielle probably didn't see. She waited a split second, gave a wide open pass to Brielle for the bucket. Or sorry, to Addison Roar for the bucket.
Turnover for Sacred Heart. They threw it into the backcourt. 13-8, Southeast of Saline leading, and they will get the basketball back.
And you're starting to see this pace pick up a little bit. You know, we've talked about kind of the depth and what you want to do, but I think, you know, we've seen Duran, we've seen Sutton Douglas. You know, you go to the bench a little bit more than I think maybe Shauna Smith expected to early on in the season. You're starting to see back to Southeast basketball, push the basketball, a lot of transition if you have the opportunity.
Pearson dribbled all the way over to Patacic. Weiss stepped in between them and muddled up that handoff. They got through it, though. Now Pearson has a free throw line extended on the right wing. She wants to drive baseline. Puts one off the window and scores. That is becoming a staple of Abigail Pearson's game as she scores her first basket of the night. 5 different Southeast players have scored.
Without a doubt, and we're not seeing a lot of help defense from Sacred Heart right now. It's just one-on-one basketball, and Southeast is taking full advantage of it.
Here's Sydney Getz for a 3 off the back of the rim. Bounce, nearly had a chance to go in. And then Lexi Jacobson with the rebound. And a rebounding foul will be called here against Avery Eshelman, her first. 3rd team foul overall of the half. That doesn't matter anymore. It's the first of the quarter. Harris in the backcourt.
I'm falling in love with this rule more and more as we go. It's as teams get used to it, I like it.
It's not horrible, is it? Here's Roar trying to put one right through the wickets, trying to split 2 Sacred Heart defenders and get it to Jacobson. Lexi had the seal. Maybe a pass up top would have been better off there. It goes out of bounds off of Lady Knight. It will stay with Southeast. They'll inbounds underneath their own bucket.
And I see what Addie Rose trying to do right there, but right now you just want to make the easy passes. You want to make sure they're easy buckets. Like, take advantage of the opportunities you have.
Pearson a dribble to her left, put one up way over the rim. Sacred Heart comes out with it. The rebound that time for Nicole Richards. Ends up on the right-hand wing with Weiss. She'll take a couple of dribbles. Now back to Getz. 5:30 left to go here in this second quarter. 15-8. Southeast of Saline leads it by 7. Right now their biggest lead of the day thus far.
And you see defensively a lot of attention given to Weiss, a lot of attention given to Eshelman. You'll let the others kind of take shots. You'll leave them a little bit more open on the perimeter if you need to. But right now everybody knows exactly where Eshelman and Weiss are on the floor.
Weiss a quick trigger 3 from out high. That's no good. Eshelman muscles the rebound away from Addison Roard. Addison trying to recover on that. Came back across the paint and fouled her. And we will have our first free throws of the game as Avery Eshelman will step to the free throw line. And a timeout will be called here by Sacred Heart. 5:04 left to go here in the second quarter. First free throws of the night coming up when we come back. It's a 30-second timeout. Avery Eshelman shooting free throws when we come back.
Does your free checking put more cash in your account? Does it give you free range access to ATMs nationwide? If not, tap into super-powered free Kasasa Cashback Checking at the Bank of Tesket. Visit bankoftesket.com to learn more. Member FDIC. Qualifications, rules, and limitations apply. Rates, rewards, and restrictions may vary by account. Contact institution for details.
We're growing your way. We're the Bank of Tesket.
This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
5:04 left to go here, second quarter. We're working our way towards halftime, where we will take a pause and talk to Bryson Flax, head coach of the Southeast of Saline boys. They're coming off of a win from Friday over Hillsboro. They got a tall task in front of them tonight as they take on the undefeated Sacred Heart Knights. Eshelman's first free throw went all the way around the inside of the rim and fell out. She will have the second opportunity coming up here. But first, we're going to have Megan Torrey come back into the game, and also Adeline Lee.
And as we see these subs happen, you're seeing a common theme that seniors aren't coming off. Weiss and Eshelman will be on all night as Eshelman hits that second. And those three seniors from Southeast will be on the floor the entire night unless something happens in foul trouble-wise. Like, you can't take the cogs out of the system right now if you're either coach.
Eshelman missed the first, got the second one, brought it back to within a 6-point game. Pearson doing a lot of dribbling on the left-hand side. Now she finds Maddie Harris back up top in the center of the floor. Here's a screen by Jacobson, a little pick and pop there. Lexi nearly tied up. Boy, they are being awfully aggressive with Lexi Jacobson, and they're going to bait Lexi into a turnover there, the third one of the game for Southeast. 4:30 left to go, second period, 15-9. Sacred Heart trying to cut back into the Southeast of Saline 6-point lead. Eshelman 20 feet away from the basket. Plays it off to the left-hand side, now gets it back. Now a steal by Sutton Douglas and a foul called here on Addie Lee. And for Adeline Lee, that will be her third personal foul.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. I would say so far, other than the 3 fouls on Addie Lee, I've been really impressed with the freshman's composure, just the way she plays. Defensively, offensively, there's no panic from her. But 3 fouls is going to be huge for Coach Carl Hines and the Sacred Heart Knights.
Saw a pretty good freshman from Hillsboro on Friday. Have a pretty good freshman on Southeast of Saline's team, too. And here's a drive and a pass that went right across the chin of a Sacred Heart defender. Maddie Harris that time fed Sutton Douglas. Sutton has her second basket of the night. An 8-point lead now for Southeast.
And Devin, we're seeing the seniors doing it in a little different way, right? I thought they might need to come out and score a lot. You're seeing Maddie Harris just control the game and find open, easy buckets for her Trojan teammates.
And Southeast has been making Sacred Heart pay for their turnovers so far in this game. Sacred Heart has 7 turnovers, and Southeast has scored on every one but 2 of them. That leads them into their 8-point lead. Here's Eshelman down low. Jacobson denies her with a 2-hand block. Loose ball into the hands of Brielle Potacik, who's racing up the floor. Brielle stops on the right-hand side in 3-point land. Now back to Jacobson. Jacobson again just gets herself in trouble and nowhere to go there. She didn't have a decision to make. And Sacred Heart, again, you can tell their focal point of their defense is to neutralize Lexi Jacobson.
Without a doubt, and it's a great idea to have because Lexi has the ability to go off at any time. But Lexi just got to slow things down a little bit. She's going to get a lot of her buckets in transition. You see Southeast force a bad shot. Good job as Maddie Harris gets the ball on the other side. But you just got to get Lexi going transition-wise and let offense happen.
Potacik has it on the left-hand side. They've loaded up over there. Now Brielle will go back to the center of the floor. Crossover come back to the left-hand side. Backdoor cut. Harris got fouled when she went to the rack, and she will go to the free throw line for the first free throw attempts for Southeast of Saline on the night.
And again, that's that chemistry we talk about. We see Brielle attack the basket. All of a sudden, Maddie Harris cuts back door. Maddie Harris layup gets hacked by Eshelman. That's number 2 on the big senior from Sacred Heart.
Sacred Heart has 5 team fouls that have been called on them in this first half, and they've all gone on 2 people, 3 on Lee and 2 on Eshelman. Harris makes the first free throw. She becomes the 6th Southeast of Saline player to score in this first half.
And that might be one of Maddie's first shots of the game. And I know that's one thing that, Coach Smith always wants is Maddie to shoot more, but I don't think Maddie's given up any open shots. She's just facilitating right now and doing a great job. Those shots will come when they need it. She buries that second. But right now, Maddie Harris is in complete control of this basketball game for Southeast.
19-9 our score now. Southeast is just continually just getting out in front here and taking care of business here. They've built a 10-point lead, and probably the most important and the most impressive things, they've only given up 9. Here's Eshelman with another shot inside. That's going to go off a couple of Southeast players and out of bounds. Sacred Heart will keep it here underneath their own baseline.
Well, other than Eshelman's early two, which was a great entry pass, there was no backside help, really causing a lot of problems. The Southeast defense is for Eshelman to catch anything and make anything easy.
Weiss with the inbound. She goes up high to Eshelman. Eshelman, I thought she was going to come back, but instead she goes away. Now Weiss steps in, takes possession. 2:13 left to go here before halftime. Sacred Heart working it around the perimeter. They go back left-hand side now to Skylar Douglas. She'll try the three. That one's going to be short and travel out of bounds. Southeast of Saline will get it back with 2:06 left to go here in the second quarter.
And we've seen this. It's a gamble you're going to take, right? You're going to try to shut down Eshelman. You're going to try to shut down Weiss. And if anybody else can beat you, then you're going to tip your cap and go. But it looks like right now all the emphasis is given to those two. And that's where a majority of their points, where every single one of Sacred Heart's points has come from. You let the other three players in the court beat you tonight.
Reagan Duran will lift a three. That's no good from the right-hand side. She's taken 3 shots from almost the exact same spot in this game. She's made one of them. And that one goes out of bounds off a effort to get the rebound by Abba Pearson, I think it was, and it will be Sacred Heart basketball. 1:44 left to go.
And you immediately see Coach Smith tell Reagan Duran, like, just get the shot up. Like, don't panic. You're fine. You got time. Keep shooting.
Sacred Heart with it, trying to get Weiss free, but a good switching defense there between Harris and Pearson. Now Sacred Heart's going to lose it out of bounds, and they turn it over for the 8th time in this half. 3 of those have come here in the second quarter. And again, I have to go back to the defensive effort from Southeast of Saline. They've only given up 1 point.
And Devin, it's a lot of fun seeing just back in that man-to-man defense, right? We've seen them kind of go to zone and go to man-to-man and get exotic with stuff, and that might be coming later on in the second half. We don't know. But it's fun to watch old-school Southeast Saline man-to-man defense.
Jacobson and Patachi come back into the game. Douglas and Duran sit down. Lexi Jacobson inside the paint will put up a 13-footer, and she is knocked to the floor. Lexi will get a couple of free throws here with 1:09 left to go.
Much like Daniel Kerr can do for the boys' side, getting to the lane, Lexi Jacobson has that same explosiveness. They finish in completely different ways, but Lexi got to 2 feet right there. She's able to explode up, get herself to the free throw line, and she misses the first. But I think that's when Lexi's the most successful offensively, is when she can explode off of 2 feet. When she goes off one, she kind of gets herself off balance, not as smooth. 2 feet's how she works the best.
Missed both the free throws. Addison Rohr in there had a hand on the basketball. Surprised she didn't get a dual possession out of that. Instead, Eshelman rips it away. That foul for Sacred Heart also put them at the limit. Any more fouls for the Lady Knights will put Southeast of Saline at the free throw line for 2. We're in the last minute. 54 seconds left to go before the break. 19-9. Southeast of Saline with the lead. Sacred Heart with the basketball. Here's a long 2. That's strong, no good. Rebound backside, Lexi Jacobson. She'll find the outlet in Maddie Harris. Harris, head on a swivel, crosses the half-court stripe, lost the basketball momentarily, but Jacobson there to pick it up for her. Clock down to 33. Here's Harris. All the way to the cup, got tied up there, and they're going to say it is a dual possession. Southeast of Saline will keep the ball underneath their own basket. Now probably concentrating on one more shot.
Yeah, I think now with 30 seconds, as that possession started, you had 49 seconds on the clock, and maybe you're looking to get something if you can. But if you don't get anything off this inbounds,
Addison Rohr says, I have no patience for one shot.
Well, and that's what you're looking for. If you get something easy off the inbounds, you take it. If not, you take it out for one. Addison Rohr, great finish. That's the greatest thing about these rivalry games. You see people spurt out that you would never have expected. That's 6 points for Rohr.
Here's a three-pointer by Sacred Heart. That's no good. Southeast has another chance here. 9 seconds left to go. Harris across the timeline with 8. Patacic on the right wing. Dumps it off to Jacobson with 4. Harris looks at the basket. Back to Patacic. Three-pointer on the way. Too strong, and that is the buzzer for halftime. A 12-point lead for Southeast of Saline. They bottled up Sacred Heart and only let the Lady Knights score 1 point in that entire second quarter, and it's 21-9 at halftime. Halftime brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. When we come back, we'll have a full report of first half stats for you. We'll also talk to head coach Bryson Flax of the Southeast of Saline guys. It's all coming up here at the break. Southeast of Saline leads Sacred Heart at intermission 21-9 here on KINA.
Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knopf Auto is the AmSoil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knopf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Hi everyone, it's Winnell Garrettson from SalinaHomes.com. It's a new Trojan basketball season and our coaches have devised a solid game plan. Just like basketball, to reach your goals in the real estate game, we need to have a dynamic game plan. I enjoy working with many of our Trojan supporters in all aspects of real estate. Upsizing, downsizing, investments, town or country, one call to me and we will get your personalized game plan ready to win. Go Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell at SalinaHomes.com.
This is the Trojan Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap. Shot at the horn! Stats, interviews, and a look at other area games. Now, let's get back to the gym for Trojan Halftime on KINA.
Back here in southeast of Saline, halftime here, brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories, 21-9 at halftime of the girls' game. Southeast of Saline leads it by 12, and they are doing so without any points so far from Lexi Jacobson. 6 different southeast of Saline players have scored to help build that 12-point lead. Looking ahead now to the second game of our doubleheader as we have a conversation with head coach Bryson Flax of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. Boy, Bryson, a big victory for you on Friday night. You defend your home floor here at the Purple Palace, 62-50. You get a win over a very scrappy Hillsboro squad by 12 points. What'd you think about this game when you look back upon it?
You know, when I left the gym, I felt pretty good. I felt like, you know, we found a way to to hang on and win what I thought was a hard-fought game. And then I got home, watched the film, and I was deflated, man. I really was. We did some not so characteristic things, on film that you don't catch, in the flow of the game. But I think, we actually watched film yesterday for the first time this year. I'm not a big guy on showing guys film. But I thought there were some things that we definitely needed to see. So we spent a lot of time yesterday doing that. And hopefully, we ended up practicing afterwards, and it went really well. So hopefully that carries and the response carries over to tonight, obviously.
I don't want to make a molehill into a mountain here and have you go through everything, but what was your biggest concern when you saw the film, and what really stuck out to you?
Well, on the defensive end, it was a lot to do with the defensive end. We were waiting till half court to pick up. Our help side, we were in good help position, and then we weren't attacking help. We were letting guys that they were dribbling downhill, we were letting them get into our chest, and then, on our post defense, we want to guard a certain way, and I thought that we weren't doing a very good job of guarding it the way we need to guard it to be successful for our schematics, and so like I said, hopefully that stuff got cleaned up in a short amount of time, and we can go compete.
What you said to me, is it accurate and okay to say that didn't date to Hillsboro? That dated pretty much the whole week, because that happened against Abilene too, didn't it?
Exactly, yeah, exactly. And we couldn't stop the ball from getting downhill against Abilene, and some second chance problems in that one as well. But just things that are all correctable. Yeah. That's the good thing. These guys are, they seem to be locked in. I think everybody's ready for a little break, but I think they're ready to close it out on a strong note.
Let's look at some positives of this game. Offensively, you looked pretty good. 4 of your scores in this game, you had 8 different guys score. 4 of them were in double digits. Kept your turnovers relatively manageable. 8 turnovers in this game. And really, free throw shooting was not great in the fourth quarter. That can be shored up as well to kind of help put things away. But you were 3 of 8 in the fourth quarter. But offensively, I think this team's it's kind of starting to come around, isn't it?
Yeah, there was good balance. And, one thing, Trenton Douglas and I were talking the other day, and Danny can be our best player without scoring a bucket, and he's got to be able to get downhill and get some other guys involved. And I thought he did a really nice job at times, and we were able to shoot some uncontesteds, and then we also had, some guys make some tough contested plays. And the thing is, we got a lot of capable guys. I'd say they're a little inconsistent, but as as they grow up and continue to mature, hopefully that consistency starts to kind of show.
One thing we have talked about quite a bit, and most of it's been off air, we didn't talk about it in postgame Friday night, was the game that Owen Bailey played. There's been games, like the Beloit game really kind of sticks out in my head, where they made it a point to take him out of the game, and he was out of the game. He was much more involved in everything that you did, and not only did he get 13 points, but he also helped others get into some scoring as well.
Yeah, and Hillsborough had a little bit to do with that, because they weren't chasing them like Beloit did, or like Abilene did, but they weren't letting them free by any means, and we kind of started. He's getting frustrated with me in practice because we're no catching him every day in practice now too, and so we're just trying to develop him, make him better. One thing he's got to realize is he's pretty good at putting the basketball on the floor and going to the rim when he goes strong. So he just has to continue to expand his game, and he will. He's a worker, and I'm really proud of what he's doing, because what nobody sees is when he's not in the scorebook how open certain driving lanes are, et cetera, for other guys because of him taking so much attention. And it would be hard for me to think that it's not going to be the same way this evening.
Yeah, what do you think about this Sacred Heart team? This is a Knights team that comes in. They're 5-0. They've played some pretty tough small school competition so far. They went to Clifton Clyde. They played Breen Academy. They were in Chapman for the Irish Classic. Saw Rossville and Chapman there in those two. Had a nice last-second win against Bishop Ward. What do you think about this team?
Yeah, they're experienced, number one. They didn't lose anybody from last year, and then they added a foreign exchange student who can play. So they're experienced. They know how to win basketball games. They're mature, but everything runs through Mike Matucci. He's going to try and break you down and get in the paint, and he's really, really efficient when he gets in the paint, and so we're going to have to be good at one of the things that we've really struggled at this year, and that's keeping guys in front of us. I think that's going to be key, and then not giving them extra opportunities. We need to make them work for buckets, but when they miss, we can't give them offensive rebounds and let them take shot 2 and shot 3, because they're mature enough and efficient enough that they're going to get a good one up.
Best of luck to you. We'll talk to you after the game.
Thank you.
Bryson Flax, head coach of the Southeast Trojans. His guys tonight trying to knock off the Sacred Heart Knights. 1 minute, we'll come back. We'll have numbers for the first half. Girls halftime, 21-9. Southeast of Saline leads Sacred Heart here on KINA.
Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knauf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knauf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Stardust Trophy in downtown Salina is your full-service headquarters for trophies and awards for club and sporting events. But did you know Stardust Trophies also makes employee name tags with your company logo? They engrave executive awards like desk clocks and pen desk sets. They imprint artwork and photos on T-shirts, coffee mugs, mouse pads, even personal calculators. Stardust Trophy carries clear sports ball holders on wood bases for treasured or autographed balls from footballs to golf balls. Go to full-service Stardust Trophy, 121 South Santa Fe, downtown Salina.
This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
21-9 here at halftime. Let's tell you how we got there. For Southeast of Saline, they have had 6 different players score. Nobody has more than 6, and that belongs to Addison Rohr. 5 points off the bench for Reagan Duran. 4 points for Sutton Douglas off the bench. 2 for Brielle Potachik, 2 for Maddie Harris, and 2 for Abigail Pearson. For the Sacred Heart Lady Knights, 6 points for Katie Weiss and 3 points for Avery Eshelman. Not a lot of free throws in that first half, not a lot of fouls. Southeast of Saline, 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Sacred Heart, 1 of 2. Big discrepancy also in turnovers. Sacred Heart with 8. Southeast of Saline with 3. After 2 quarters of action, 2 left to go. Tyler, what do you think? What are your new image audio keys for the second half here for the Lady Trojans?
Devin, it's something you brought up earlier. It's the amount of, you're limiting second chance opportunities for Sacred Heart. And I think a lot of that has to do with the threat of Lexi Jacobson and her transition game. You know, we see so many times if Lexi's not getting a defensive rebound, she's sprinting on the floor. You're seeing Sacred Heart send 2 or 3 players back. They have nobody trying to get second chance opportunities. You're seeing Southeast feast on the defensive rebounds, not giving Sacred Heart second chances. You got to keep that up, and good things are going to happen.
Sacred Heart has the opening possession. They go down the floor to Eshelman once, twice. She lost it the second time out of bounds, and the 9th turnover of the game here for Sacred Heart. They'll turn it back over to Southeast of Saline. Here's token full court pressure once again in the backcourt. Adeline Lee trying to D up Maddie Harris here. Addie Lee, remember, has 3 fouls that she accumulated all in that first half. Addison Rohr, the leading scorer of tonight's game so far. She nearly lost the basketball, but got it back in front of the scores table. Here's a high pick and roll opportunity. Harris to Jacobson. That one disrupted by Eshelman. Sacred Heart has scouted Lexi Jacobson and her action pretty well here, haven't they?
Yeah, they've done a great job on her. They don't let her run out. You can see multiple bodies on her anytime she catches the ball. They've done a great job with that, and that's what's been so impressive with Southeast tonight is the other contributors that are pitching, and everybody else is doing it.
Skylar Douglas gets in the middle of the paint. She's going to throw a shot up from 10 feet. Wow, that's no good. Great. Maddie Harris on the floor again, and she's going to save it out to Abigail Pearson. Harris definitely winning the floor burn award for tonight. 21-9. Still looking for our first points in the third quarter. Sacred Heart still looking for their first field goal since back in the first period. Here's Rohr inside. Boy, a drop step. She probably would have scored there. Instead, she's going to kick it out here to Pearson. Rohr will keep it alive off the rebound and goes out of bounds. Boy, just that extra level, right? Being more aggressive to looking to score. Addison Rohr had great position down low, just didn't see the basket over her shoulder that time.
She did. It's that roll. You know, she's kind of not used to taking that over. But,
right.
Like, Addie, you're the one right now because there's so much attention given to everybody else. They're going to let Addison Rohr kind of do her work down there. She caught the ball in a great spot. Just needs to go up and finish the shot.
Shot put up. That's no good from Eshelman in the middle of the paint. 5 feet away. Here comes Harris. Maddie Harris pulls up on the right wing. Now goes to Jacobson. Again, double teamed. She'll kick it out to Harris, though, for 3. That one's off the front lip, and it will go out of bounds right in front of the student body for Southeast. It's good offense there. The double team that happened for Jacobson was actually the person that was guarding Maddie Harris. So great read there by Lexi. Just couldn't get the shot to fall down from Maddie Harris.
Yeah, and you're seeing offense happen when it needs to happen, but it's being extremely patient. We're already 2 minutes into the second half, and I know you're thinking it's early, blah, 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 but no, with the way your defense is playing, you really want to look at this as a football game. You know, you want to control the ball, have ball control, and make sure that you limit the amount of possessions the other team has.
Here's another shot put up. That's from Skylar Douglas. Another rebound for Lexi Jacobson. Southeast peeling back the other way. Potachik has a little head and shoulder twitch. She'll go to go. Spin move. Gets to the center of the paint. Can't get it to go. Addison Rohr, though, with the weak side rebound. Will put it back up, and she is fouled. This foul will be ticketed to Megan Torrey as Addison Rohr will step to the free throw line.
And I know that's been one thing that Coach Shauna Smith's wanted from Addison Rohr, just more contribution offensively. You know, we talked about how she continues to do the little things. Addison Rohr, as she misses the first free throws, not something we're going to talk about a lot statistically, you know, if everything and everybody's working offensively. But tonight, not a lot of other people are, and Addison Rohr is. She buries the second for her 7th point, potentially a career high. I don't have the stats there, but I think that's a career high 7 points, and in the biggest game she's played to date. That's what you need in a game like this, somebody to just come alive.
Here's a drive and a layup high off the window that time by Skylar Douglas. She gets her first basket of the game. That's the first made field goal for Sacred Heart since back in the first period. That takes away a 13-point advantage for Southeast of Saline. But Maddie Harris trying to get it right back, missed the layup on the right-hand side. Great idea, great execution. Just couldn't get the ball to go down.
Yeah, look at Matt. She had to do so many things with the basketball just to make sure it wasn't deflected or touched by a Sacred Heart defender. She did a great job of just cupping it when she goes up, kind of rolled off her fingertips the wrong way, but you got to love to see the aggression from Harris.
Here's a ball out near the corner on the right-hand side of the offense on the baseline. Now a pitch out from Sacred Heart into the corner once again for another 3. That's from Megan Torrey, and no good. Now here's a steal. Katie White, she read that one. Now going to go back to the rim, dumps it off, and it's no good. Jacobson will clean it up. That time Maddie Lee couldn't get the layup on the left-hand side.
And Devin, I love what Maddie did right there. Like Maddie looked at it, looks like right there Abigail's driving to the lane. Really good defensive play from Skylar Douglas to draw the charge, to get the player control on Abigail right there. But Maddie kind of chose. She's like, do I take the senior that's getting ready to go play Division II basketball? Do I take that shot away, or do I give the shot to the freshman? And I thought Maddie played it perfectly. The dish was to the freshman, contested the shot. Freshman misses it, goes the other way. But a really good defensive play from Skylar Douglas to get the ball back for Sacred Heart.
Halfway through, not a lot of progress made scoring-wise in this third quarter. It is 11-point Southeast of Saline lead. 3:52 to go. Entry pass to Eshelman. She dribbles to the left-hand side, puts it up and over. Lexi Jacobson. For Avery Eshelman, that is just her second field goal of the night. She has 5.
And surely for Coach Carl Hines, it's got to be a point of emphasis from you. You've got to get the ball down low to Avery Eshelman more. We're seeing her just kind of be a non-factor offensively. Not a lot of sets for her as they get going.
Here's Pearson on one side, missed it, chased a rebound, had a second opportunity, but it's stripped away, and Sacred Heart will take it back to the other end. Weiss on the right-hand side to Addie Lee. Lee snaps across over there on Harris, now comes to the center of the floor to Skylar Douglas. Douglas watching now as Weiss cuts through the action in the middle of the paint, ends up on the other side of the floor. 3:05 left to go. Eshelman inside again, missed this one, and a foul's going to be whistled against Lexi Jacobson. That's her first.
You know, we haven't talked a lot about Lexi on the offensive side, but in the first half, obviously, he's done a great job on Eshelman down low defensively, and she just continues to clean the boards. You continue to do that. It doesn't matter what you do on the offensive side. As Eshelman hits the first, just continue to work down there. Every once in a while, you're going to spring free for your transition layups, and that's when Lexi will get going.
Lexi will come out. That is just her first foul. There's only been 4 fouls called on Southeast of Saline. They're all spread out. Nobody has more than 1. Eshelman's second free throw won't go down. Sutton Douglas, who's fresh into the game here in the second half, cleans up the rebound. 22-14. Here's Brielle Potachik all the way to the cup, but it's blocked from behind and taken by Katie Weiss. Weiss now up the floor. Long pass and a layup by Skylar Douglas. And a good run here by Sacred Heart. It has to be stopped by a timeout. Sacred Heart comes out of the locker room, and they are able to put together a run. They are currently on a 7-1 run to make it a 6-point game. 2:49 left to go. The 30-second timeout will step away and take it. Lady Trojan basketball here on KINA.
For the first time in 4 years, there is a true Buick year-end closeout sale at Home Automotive. Buick has reduced the number of dealers across the nation, and Home Automotive is your dealer in central and western Kansas to buy and service your brand new Buick. They've got nearly 100 new Buick vehicles in stock with major deals with no hassle pricing that ensures the best deal for you for the closeout of 2023, and they will not be undersold. Make a deal on a Buick, GMC, and a Chevy at Home Automotive Center in Abilene and Salina. You're going to be glad you did.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
2:49 left to go here, third period. Welcome back, Southeast of Saline High School. Devin Haney, Tyler Smith. Live stream video on SalinaPost.com of the Saline County Showdown, brought to you by Salina Ortho. Good start here of the second half for Sacred Heart. They have made this now a 6-point game after trailing by 13 at one point. Here's Sutton Douglas to the rim on the left-hand side. Has that ball knocked out of bounds. It will stay with Southeast of Saline as they will inbound underneath their own basket. Lexi Jacobson pops up off the bench. She wants to re-enter. She will do so for Douglas. Maddie Harris sets inbounds. She'll get it to Reagan Duran. Now a touch pass inside to Addison Rohr, and she is going to be fouled and go back to the free throw line.
And it looks like right there, Avery Eshelman, it's called. No, they're going to call that
Nicole Richards.
They're going to call it on Richards. Sorry, not on Eshelman. It looked like Eshelman had great position, just kind of came down on the arm as you see Rohr hit the first. But yeah, great position. Right there as a guard, if you see that your post player has good position like Eshelman does, you just got to kind of rely on that and trust that. And that's something the coaches preach all the time. Trust your teammates to be in the correct spot as she was.
Got both the free throws to go down. 3 of 4 from the free throw line for Addison Rohr. She's leading the way now at 9 points. Still, Southeast of Saline looking for their first field goal of the third period. Here's Weiss for 3. Splashes it through. Boy, when she makes it, there is really no doubt. That's her third one of the night. And I don't think any of them have touched the rim so far. They just go right through the middle of the cylinder.
No, it's a quick stroke. You can see why Kansas Newman's, going to get a good one in her. She just catches it and goes.
Here's Harris, three-pointer. Jacobson ended up on the deck. Reagan Duran in there fighting for the rebound, but it's going to be secured for Sacred Heart by Eshelman. Up the floor, dancing top of the circle, Skylar Douglas. Weiss with it again now. Potacek put her hand down. Weiss is going to fire. Comes up no good with the rebound, Maddie Harris. She's in a trap and in trouble, and the ball goes out of bounds. It will stay with Southeast of Saline as Weiss and Eshelman were both bottling up Harris. They had her pinned up against the baseline there.
And that's when you just see the veterans of Sacred Heart understanding the situation. Both of them are there. There was no trap called. They just understood that they were both in position to create that trap naturally. They did it, made it kind of difficult for Maddie Harris. Fortunate the ball stays with Southeast of Saline.
5-point game. Sacred Heart trails Southeast of Saline 24-19. Here's Potacek with it. Loses the defender, plays it to Jacobson. Now in the corner, it ends up with Harris. Maddie wants to drive baseline. Over the top to Brielle Potacek on the right-hand side. Her three-pointer won't go down. Pearson tried to get a one-handed rebound, could not secure it, and it goes back into the hands of Katie Weiss. Sydney gets in transition for three. That's no good. And the rebound taken in on the opposite side by Abba Pearson. Pearson across the stripe. That's center court. About a minute left to go. Lost the basketball, went up high, then she tripped, no whistle. They're going to let Southeast play on here. Jacobson fires from 16, that's no good. Addison Rohr gets the rebound, her putback is no good. Jacobson's putback is no good, and now Rohr will get the foul, trying to get the rebound.
And again, I mean, you talk about the whistles tonight from the officials. We've seen it called extremely consistent both ways. It looked like there's a lot of contact, a bad non-whistle if you're a Southeast fan, and a very fortunate whistle right there if you're a Sacred Heart fan. But again, we said this earlier, love the way the game's being officiated. They're letting them play, they're letting them go. We're seeing basketball, we're seeing a nice flow.
45 seconds left to play. Katie Weiss approaches the midcourt stripe, one finger in the air. She'll play it off to the right-hand side to Douglas. Douglas now looks at Eshelman. Eshelman out away from the basket, skip pass over everybody. Ends up outside, now back inside to Eshelman. Little up and under move, that won't go. Douglas with a rebound, but has a strip down low. Megan Torrey took it away. Now back for a jumper from Skylar Douglas. That's no good. Eshelman gets another rebound for Sacred Heart, and she is fouled. She will go to the free throw line.
I thought a great play right there from Megan Torrey to rip the ball away from Sutton Douglas. Not an easy thing to do. Usually when Sutton secures the basketball, it's nice and secure for Southeast right there. Torrey rips it away. A lot of things happen after that. Ends up with Eshelman at the free throw line.
Douglas takes her first foul. Eshelman to the free throw line. Gets the free throw to go down. So far she's 3 of 5 from the free throw line. 19 seconds left to play here in the quarter. Second free throw also good. 24-21. It's a 3-point game. Harris up top will play for the last shot here. Clock down to 10. She goes right-hand side to Potacek. Now to Jacobson. Back to Harris. Clock down to 6. They go back to Brielle. Three-pointer right wing. Up and it rims out. No good. Clock down to 2, and that'll do it for the third period. A surge by Sacred Heart through the third period cuts the Southeast of Saline lead down to 3. At the end of 3, Southeast of Saline 24, Sacred Heart 21. Fourth and final quarter action coming up when we come back. Saline County Showdown here at Southeast of Saline, brought to you by Salina Ortho.
The Appliance Center. It's where you go to shop for washers, dryers, kitchen appliances, furniture, pellet grills, TVs, and so much more. If you are looking for a local, family-owned business, visit the Appliance Center. We're in the big red and white building on South Broadway in Salina. Come experience the Appliance Center difference.
Salina Post and KINA, your home for all things Trojan. The Southeast of Saline Trojan sports stream live on the Salina Post, and you can always listen at 910 AM, 107.5 FM, or at 910KINA.com.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Basketball on KINA.
Fourth and final quarter, 8 minutes up on the board. Southeast of Saline clinging to a 3-point lead after Sacred Heart outscores them in that third quarter, 12-3. We enter the fourth. Southeast of Saline with a turnover.
Yeah, that ball looked like it just slipped out of Lexi's hands. A nice little entry pass from Maddie trying to get the offense going. Slips from Lexi. we'll see what happens on the defensive side to see if Lexi can make up for it.
Entry pass to Eshelman. She's going to score, and then she has a chance to go to the free throw line and tie this game. Eshelman kissed it off the window on a great entry pass inside, and she will have a chance to tie this game at 24 on a three-point play with free throw pending. She missed it off the lip. Lexi Jacobson, who took the foul, also will take the rebound off that free throw miss. 24-23. Abba Pearson left unattended. She fires one up off the backboard. No good from three. Jacobson will get the rebound and a foul. Jacobson whistled for the foul. That's her third.
And as much as we've talked about, making the big two from Sacred Heart, you don't want them to beat you. You want to make the others. That's the exact same scouting report. Another team scout you. Coach Carl Hines is doing a great job at not letting Brielle get any open shots. You're going to let Abba have that shot until Abba starts hitting that shot. And that's a shot that we know Abba can make. Until she starts hitting that consistently, teams are going to continue to sag and give her that shot.
Pearson's just hit one three-pointer all year. 24-23. Sacred Heart now with the basketball. Southeast of Saline, a little more active here on the defensive end. And that's going to generate a Sacred Heart turnover. Their first of the fourth quarter, just the second of the half. So Southeast will get it back, leading by one. The Southeast of Saline lead at one time was 13 points. So far they are missing scoring from their big three, as we refer to them. Potocik, Jacobson, and Harris have only combined for 4 points.
And this is kind of big three time, isn't it? I mean, rivalry game going into Christmas break. One of these three is bound to take over.
Here's Potocik for three, out from the baseline. Too strong, no good. Rebound being fought for, and it's going to go off Sacred Heart and out of bounds. Up high for that board was Skylar Douglas, but then as she was coming down, slammed the ball down off of her hand into the court, and it went out of bounds. Here are the Southeast cheerleaders.
And I love to see that shot from Brielle. And Brielle, she hasn't had her shot the last couple of games, but it's easy to see when someone's missing shots bad and missing shots not bad, and she's just barely missing. There you go, Maddie Harris. Huge three.
Harris on the splash off the inbounds as she got it on the left wing. 27-23. Back to a 4-point lead. Eshelman goes to work inside. She'll kick it out. Douglas, her three-pointer too long, no good. Rebound on the backside for Southeast by Addison Rohr. Here comes Maddie Harris. Up left-hand side to Pearson. 6:09 left to play. Potocik staring in at Jacobson. Now she'll go top of the circle to Addison Rohr. Harris looking back. Maybe trying to get it. Look at Jacobson and Eshelman going at each other. They're on the low block. Back to Potocik, middle of the floor. Somebody got caught up there for Sacred Heart. Jacobson's going to take a three and nail it. Lexi Jacobson gets her third three of the year. That's their first points for Lexi in this game.
Lexi just continued to work so hard against Eshelman down in the low post. The ball never came to her. She popped out. She finally found herself with the basketball, not getting harassed at all. Buries the three and a huge shot for the Trojans.
Harris and Jacobson go back-to-back from three land. Now a tie-up for a rebound. They're going to check it at the arrow. It will stay with Sacred Heart as Addison Rohr tied up there on the backside with Megan Torrey.
Yeah, and right there, again, I thought Megan Torrey did an excellent job to even get anywhere near that basketball. Rohr had great position, just didn't get the body on her. Torrey finds the basketball and ties it up for Southeast. For Sacred Heart.
Quick touch off the inbounds, puts a three up. That's no good. Jacobson with another rebound. 5:18 left to go. A 7-point lead all of a sudden as Southeast of Saline hit back-to-back threes. Inside, Rohr, bothered by Eshelman. That ball blocked and taken away by Sacred Heart.
Again, but that's that offensive, aggressiveness that we like to see from Addison Rohr. We see Lexi pick up her fourth right there. We see Lee driving to the basket. Jacobson just kind of gets caught in the open. She didn't really have anywhere to go. Lee did a good job ducking the shoulder. Foul call on Lexi Jacobson, number 4.
Somebody was going to get their fourth foul there between Addie Lee and Lexi Jacobson. I think it was clearly on Jacobson, and they sent a sub in for her, but I think the player that went in, Sutton Douglas, replaced the wrong person.
Yeah, and everybody did a really good job doing that. If I'm Coach Carl Hines right now, I'm causing a muck right now because Addie Rohr just came out of the game and is going back in.
Yeah.
Because that could have been huge if you want to isolate Eshelman on Jacobson if you still have that situation.
Here's Sacred Heart, three-pointer on the right wing. That's no good. That came from Ellie Campa, who we've not seen a lot in this game.
I think that was Lee.
Yep, Adeline Lee.
And it looked like Sutton Douglas was anticipating some contact, never had the contact, just the ball slipped out of her hands. And Coach Shauna Smith just putting the hands together like, just grab the basketball. But, it's tough, and all of a sudden nobody's in there, and you're expecting contact.
Sacred Heart nearly lost it on the sideline. Now they go in deep to Eshelman. She'll go backside now for a three-pointer that is way off the mark by Megan Torrey. Dual possession on this rebound, and it will be awarded to Southeast of Saline as Abba Pearson in there ripping it away from Skylar Douglas.
Yeah, and that's one of those jump ball situations where you were perfectly fine with for Coach Shauna Smith. The shot missed extremely bad. Nobody had good position, but Abba just rips the basketball away, keeps possession with the Trojans.
Southeast of Saline with it. They're on a little 6-0 run here after Sacred Heart came back within 1 point. And now a little reach foul. Kind of a silly foul there for Megan Torrey. That's her third personal foul of the night.
And now you're gonna kind of see it now where you're going to run some clock, right? You're going to run some offense. You're going to make sure things, easy shots. If you have a transition opportunity with 7-point lead, you're definitely going to take it. But with the way you're playing defensively still, you're going to make things, you're going to slow the game down as much as you can if you're the Trojans.
4:16 left to play. Southeast of Saline with the lead, 30-23. They also have the basketball. Harris goes left to Douglas. Sutton Douglas looking inside. Couple screens being set there. Pearson pops, and now she's going to throw it away. Out in that passing lane again is Katie Weiss, and a foul will be called here on Brielle Potacek, not letting her have the layup. And it's the 5th turnover here for Southeast of Saline in the half.
And what a great foul from Brielle Potacek right there. She saw that Katie Weiss had a wide open breakaway. Potacek needs to probably go after the ball a little bit more. We're seeing the Sacred Heart fans kind of get after it. Carl Hines wasn't happy with the call. You see Potacek with 2 hands extended, but she knew there was a wide open breakaway layup. She gets there, she attacks the basketball, gets the foul committed on her, but she requires Sacred Heart to inbounds the ball before getting an easy layup.
Yeah, not only was it not giving up a layup, it was also not allowing any free throws. It was an on-shooting foul. But then Sacred Heart gets it inbounds quickly to Nicole Richards, who was fouled by Sutton Douglas. So Richards will go to the free throw line. Sutton Douglas has just picked up her second foul.
And if you want to start doing the math and you want to get analytical right now, this foul is a positive foul for Southeast. You send Richards to the line, she misses her first. Now all of a sudden it's a plus situation for you.
Missed them both. Douglas will clean it up. Sacred Heart 0 of 3 from the free throw line here in this fourth quarter. 30-23. We're more than halfway through the final period. Douglas threw it right into the knee pads that time of Eshelman. Turnover number 6 in the half for Southeast. They have 9 for the game. 7-point lead still for the Lady Trojans. Sacred Heart on their offensive end. Addie Lee on a drive. She will be fouled by Addison Rohr, I believe. Nope, Maddie Harris.
Yeah, it looks like that Harris right there. It looks like Lee had a step on Harris, and it looked like she was moving out to the perimeter right there, but now you got to watch the way you're playing defense right now for Southeast. Since Addie Lee to the free throw line for 2, and it's going to be 2 from here on out for Sacred Heart.
Addie Lee has not scored in this game. Misses the first free throw. The freshman came into the night averaging 6.5 points, 4.5 rebounds a contest. She'll get a second shot at it here. That one's too strong, no good. Fight for the rebound. Addison Rohr takes it away. I've heard Coach Smith say 50-50 balls over the last couple of games. I think Southeast is doing a better job of that tonight.
Without a doubt, and it seems like we continue to say Addie Rohr's name a lot, whether it's on the offensive side with her career high points or just grabbing rebounds. And you wonder how much of that confidence leads to the other. She's doing a great job tonight for Southeast.
Wide open offense here for Southeast, opening up some driving lanes. Pearson gets to the goal and misses a layup. Abigail Pearson that time looked like she had a free pass, couldn't complete the play, and put Southeast up by 9. It remains a 7-point lead, 30-23. A little pick and roll here by Eshelman, and she is going to be blocked in a dual possession that will keep the ball with Sacred Heart. Maddie Harris in there to make the play.
Yeah, and immediately you just see Coach Shauna Smith shake her head. Like she says, that's the correct call. It looks like that wasn't the right call. I think if I'm a Southeast supporter, I'm wanting that call to be a loose ball, but immediately the ball was tied up. A good call from the officials.
There's a step back 3 guarded by Katie Weiss, and that's going to be off the mark. Maddie Harris with another rebound. 2:49 left to play here in the fourth period. Backdoor cut, Brielle Potacek, and she'll get a 2. What a crafty play with the two seniors. Harris dropping a dime on Potacek, and that will prompt a timeout by Sacred Heart. It's a full timeout. We will take it. 2:41 left to go. 32-23, Southeast of Saline on an 8-0 run here on KINA.
Troublesome car repair? Everyone has told you it cannot be fixed or it's way too expensive? Try McCam Auto Service in Gypsum, Kansas. They do quick, dependable work and provide the lowest hourly rate in the area. McCam Auto will service your vehicle from front to back and everything in between. They treat you and your car like a friend or even family. McCam Service specializes in engine and transmission rebuild. 701 Maple, Gypsum, Kansas. Wouldn't trust anyone else with my family car. So, if your repair seems grim, remember McCam. Give them a call today to make your appointment.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
2:41 left to play here, fourth quarter. Southeast of Saline, after Sacred Heart came back to within 1, has gone on an 8-0 run. They lead it by 9. Sacred Heart trailing with the basketball. Inside, Eshelman, there's a crowd. Now she'll kick it out to Weiss. Another step back 3. This one off the front of the rim again. And Southeast of Saline with the rebound.
And right now we're seeing Lexi back in the game with 4 fouls. Perfectly fine. We saw right there on that possession that it was Rohr on Eshelman. I think that's going to be the case for the rest of the game if you're Southeast. Now you're just going to look for layups. As you see, Harris with the turnover trying to get the ball to Potacek on the perimeter. Ball gets kind of caught up in the net as she's passing to the baseline.
Here's a three-pointer now by Sacred Heart on the other end again. This is going to be Skylar Douglas. That's no good. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll stay with Sacred Heart with 2:01 left to play. Stick with us in post-game. We'll have a Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game. We'll also have final scoring for you and turn the corner and get you ready for game number 2 of our doubleheader as the guys take the main floor here at Southeast of Saline. Still 2 minutes left here in the fourth quarter of this one, and a blow-by layup that is up and good for Skylar Douglas. She has 6.
Well, and 4 of her 6 are from that left side, getting the ball at the top of the key, just kind of beating Abigail Pearson to the left side. Fantastic finish from the sophomore on the left side.
1:45 remaining. Maddie Harris up top, being chased by Sydney Getz. Harris, though, breaks the little distance there and breaks the 5 count. Now plays it to Brielle Potacek. Potacek will go back to Jacobson. Jacobson, right-hand side to Pearson. Southeast shortening this game. We've seen this a couple of times out of the Lady Trojans this year, and they've become pretty good at it.
And, Devin, this is where I've seen the growth from Maddie Harris more than any other. I mean, she understands the foul situation. She understands the situation in the game. She's going to continue to bring the ball out. Did you see, yes, Addison Rohr right there. All of a sudden, if you keep the ball in the perimeter and the guards know what's going on, Addie Rohr kind of got caught in one of the situations where normally she's told to be aggressive. Right there, you kind of want her not to be so aggressive. Got caught midway, gets caught with the travel. Basketball goes to the Knights.
Yeah, she was stuck between 2 different modes right there. There's no doubt about that. 1 minute left to go. Sacred Heart has it back.
A lot of steps.
Gets up top. Fell down with the basketball. Second time she'll get called with the traveling violation. That's just the 3rd turnover for Sacred Heart here in the second half. They had 8 in the first half.
And so here's the situation for Southeast. You've got to understand that Sacred Heart is a long ways away from sending to the free throw line. They're going to be super aggressive, secure the basketball. You cannot have live ball turnovers right now if you're Southeast of Saline.
Sacred Heart's only been called for 1 foul here in this fourth quarter, and Southeast of Saline's going to call a timeout as they were stuck with it in front of the scores table, and we will take it quickly. 30-second timeout. Back with more Lady Trojan basketball on KINA.
The Southeast of Saline School District has a long-standing reputation for excellence. This excellence in public education has been a source of great pride and one of the factors contributing to the quality of life in our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation works in partnership with the USD 306 School District and the community that it serves to maximize student potential, thereby creating a lasting legacy, not only for our children, but for our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation salutes the Trojan Sports Program.
This is Trojan basketball on KINA.
43 seconds left to play, 42.9 to be exact. Southeast of Saline leads it 32-25. They have the basketball to inbound right at the edge of their bench. And Sacred Heart has 4 fouls left to commit if they cannot get a steal to put Southeast of Saline at the free throw line. Nearly got a steal there. And now they'll just move down a little bit and have more access to the whole floor. Have a Pearson set to inbounds. She'll get Harris coming off of a screen. Harris had an opportunity to go all the way to the basket there. Instead, she curls, comes all the way back out to the timeline at center court, being chased by 3 navy blue jerseys and a foul called here against Sacred Heart.
And just a great job from Maddie Harris, right? Ran 10 seconds plus off the clock, just playing keep away on her own. It's a great situation. You're going to see her come off the screen. She can either curl it, she can come around. You've got 5 good ball handlers. If you're Southeast, another foul on Eshelman right there. And again, Sacred Heart, they still need 2 more fouls to send Southeast to the free throw line. So that's exactly what they're looking to do.
Eshelman picks up her 3rd. There are 3 Sacred Heart Knights on the floor with 3 fouls. And they are going to give Southeast now the inbounds on their own baseline. 29.8 seconds left to play. Pearson has it. She's unattended. She'll be fouled now by Katie Weiss. She picks up her 2nd. 1 more for Sacred Heart to even the foul count here at 5-5.
So now you're traditionally looking to get the basketball to Maddie Harris, Brielle Potacek, but I think Addison Rohr right now is feeling the hot hand. But love it. Love that Brielle understood the situation, got the ball, secured it, gathered it. 18 seconds since it took them 18 seconds to commit 4 fouls, send the Southeast to the free throw line. Bury these. Let's go into Christmas with a positive.
So far, Southeast of Saline in this game, 5 of 8 from the free throw line. They have a 7-point lead here to protect. 23 seconds left to play. First free throw by Brielle Potacek is up and no good. Remember, the 1-and-1 does not exist anymore in high school basketball. But really a good job there by Southeast just on that possession, Tyler, taking almost 2 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, fantastic, and that's huge from Brielle. Any points you can get with the clock stopped, it's a big sigh of relief.
Second free throw was made by Potacek, makes it an 8-point game. Weiss misses the air ball on the offensive end there. Dual possession on the rebound. We'll go to Southeast of Saline with 13.9 seconds left. So looks like Southeast will win in here. This is a big game for both these teams. They both came in at 3-2.
Yeah, huge game. I mean, now Southeast sits at 2-0 in the NCAA league. I mean, that's huge. You go into Christmas break after a tough loss against Hillsboro. Just kind of, you can rest a little bit easier into this big break before you really get into the grit of the season.
Well, Southeast lost 1 league game in the last 3 seasons. Is that right?
It is, yes, sir.
It was just off the top of the dome. I know you were the archive.
Well, and as Brielle hits that first one, you can see that there's a target on their back. You could kind of sense it with that Hillsboro squad on Friday. They knew how big that win was coming to the Purple Palace and walking away with a win. That's something they haven't done in a while. And it's different playing as Brielle hits the second. You play with that target on your back, things are going to happen. You're getting every team's best, and Sacred Heart has done that tonight.
Sacred Heart lost the basketball, went off the shoe of Maddie Harris. 2.5 seconds left, and Southeast of Saline leads it by 10. That equals their biggest lead of the night. Actually, they led by 13 early in the third quarter, and a last-second heat will go uncalled. 35-25, the final score. Southeast of Saline with a big victory. They go to 4-2 on the season. Sacred Heart drops to 3-3. 35-25, our final when we come back on the postgame show. We'll go over final scoring for you. We'll also have a Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game as Southeast of Saline wins it over Sacred Heart in the girls' game. 35-25 postgame. Coming up next, brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers.
Winter travel can be treacherous if your tires are worn out. Stay safe with an inspection at Commercial Tire Company. Cold weather also drops the inflation in your tires. Get them checked today to avoid losing grip or damaging your tires. Commercial Tire will help keep you safe. For repairs that aren't tire-related, our automotive and diesel mechanics will fix it right the first time. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th, Saline.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Visit Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina, where our service is superior and we have something for everyone on your holiday shopping list. Don't miss our holiday sale going on now. Receive 20% off store-wide on hundreds of fine pieces and surprise someone special this year. See our new line of pet jewelry imported from Italy. Choose one of our American Darling purses made right here in the USA. Shop Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina. It's the little things that matter since 1884.
The Trojans are experts in precision passes, and Everhart Precision Ag are your experts in grid soil sampling. Everhart Precision Ag does all the sampling and data analysis in-house, keeping it local and close to the farm. They're also your local channel seedsman, selling all seeds with an emphasis in corn and soybeans. Trust Matt Everhart and Lane Hensley at Everhart Precision Ag, serving Saline, Dickinson, McPherson, and Ottawa counties, and also supporting southeast of Saline Trojans. For more information, visit everhartprecision.com.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialist will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Time now for the Trojan postgame show on KINA. Stick around for the game recap, final stats, and reaction from the coach. This is Trojan basketball on KINA.
Back in postgame, brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers. 35-25, Southeast of Saline gets the victory over Sacred Heart. And they were led in scoring tonight. A new career high from Addison Rohr with 9 points. With her, 7 points from Brielle Potachik. She ended up scoring 5 in that fourth quarter as she went 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Also 5 points off the bench for Reagan Duran, 5 points for Maddie Harris, 4 points for Sutton Douglas, 3 points for Lexi Jacobson, and 2 for Abigail Pearson. For Sacred Heart, they were led in scoring by Avery Eshelman with 10, Katie Weiss with 9, Skylar Douglas with 6. Southeast of Saline, 8 of 12 from the free throw line. Sacred Heart really struggled from the stripe. They were 0 of 5 in the fourth quarter, 4 of 11 for the game. Each team had 11 turnovers in this contest. 35-25, our final score at Vernon Jewelers' gym of the game. Tyler, I think you and I agree. The spark early and just consistent scoring throughout the night. There was a long point in this game where Lexi Jacobson hadn't scored, Maddie Harris hadn't scored, Brielle Potachik only had 2. Addison Rohr really kept this game going along with the sophomore Sutton Douglas off the bench, the freshman Reagan Duran. Addison Rohr tonight a new career high with 9 points.
Yeah, it really was a full team effort right there, and Addison Rohr did a great job. We saw different aggressiveness from her tonight, and right when you needed it. Like every single time it looked like Sacred Heart was kind of sneaking their way back into the basketball game, Addison Rohr would come with a big shot. You know, we talked about the Big Three pregame and what they needed to do. The Big Three played greatly. They did a great job. Didn't really fill it up scoring-wise they normally do. We saw more of a defensive role from Lexi. Did a great job keeping Eshelman, from busting loose. We saw Brielle do a great job on Weiss. We saw Harris just control the pace of the game. We saw Abba do Abba things on the floor nonstop. But gosh darn, Addison Rohr was Addison Rohr when you needed her to be. What a great job from the junior, and what a great way to go into Christmas break.
Our Vernon Jewelers gym of the game, Addie Rohr, as she scores 9 points tonight, a new career high. Southeast of Saline did not have anybody in double digits tonight, but they had 7 different players score in this contest where they won 35-25. They go to now 4-2 in 2023. They will wait till the calendar turns to the next year. Sacred Heart goes to 3-3 on the season. We will turn the page now, get you ready for our guys contest. Should be a good one. It's the 2-3 Southeast of Saline Trojans with a tall task in front of them against the 5-0 Sacred Heart Knights. Countdown to tip-off for L&L Advisors for game number 2 starts now on KINA.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help you with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach right off Crawford and in the Central Mall Salina and downtown McPherson. Based on honesty and trust, contact L&L Advisors today.
Hi, Hi, everyone. It's Linnell Garrettson from SalinaHomes.com. It's a new Trojan basketball season, and our coaches have devised a solid game plan. Just like basketball, to reach your goals in the real estate game, we need to have a dynamic game plan. I enjoy working with many of our Trojan supporters in all aspects of real estate. Upsizing, downsizing, investments, town or country. One call to me, and we will get your personalized game plan ready to win. Go Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell at SalinaHomes.com.
Looking ahead now to the second game of our doubleheader as we have a conversation with head coach Bryson Flax of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. Boy, Bryson, a big victory for you on Friday night. You defend your home floor here at the Purple Palace, 62-50. You get a win over a very scrappy Hillsboro squad by 12 points. What'd you think about this game when you look back upon it?
You know, when I left the gym, I felt pretty good. I felt like, you know, we found a way to to hang on and win what I thought was a hard-fought game. And then I got home, watched the film, and I was deflated, man. I really was. We did some not so characteristic things, on film that you don't catch, in the flow of the game. But I think, we actually watched film yesterday for the first time this year. I'm not a big guy on showing guys film. But I thought there were some things that we definitely needed to see. So we spent a lot of time yesterday doing that. And hopefully, we ended up practicing afterwards, and it went really well. So hopefully that carries and the response carries over to tonight, obviously.
I don't want to make a molehill into a mountain here and have you go through everything, but what was your biggest concern when you saw the film, and what really stuck out to you?
Well, on the defensive end, it was a lot to do with the defensive end. We were waiting till half court to pick up. Our help side, we were in good help position, and then we weren't attacking help. We were letting guys that they were dribbling downhill, we were letting them get into our chest, and then, on our post defense, we want to guard a certain way, and I thought that we weren't doing a very good job of guarding it the way we need to guard it to be successful for our schematics, and so, like I said, hopefully that stuff got cleaned up in a short amount of time, and we can go compete.
What you said to me, is it accurate and okay to say that didn't date to Hillsboro? That dated pretty much the whole week, because that happened against Abilene too, didn't it?
Exactly, yeah, exactly. And we couldn't stop the ball from getting downhill against Abilene, and some second chance problems in that one as well. But just things that are all correctable. Yeah. That's the good thing. These guys are, they seem to be locked in. I think everybody's ready for a little break, but I think they're ready to close it out on a strong note.
Let's look at some positives of this game. Offensively, you looked pretty good. 4 of your scores in this game, you had 8 different guys score. 4 of them were in double digits. Kept your turnovers relatively manageable. 8 turnovers in this game. And really, free throw shooting was not great in the fourth quarter. That can be shored up as well to kind of help put things away. But you were 3 of 8 in the fourth quarter. But offensively, I think this team's really, it's kind of starting to come around, isn't it?
Yeah, there was good balance. And, one thing, Trenton Douglas and I were talking the other day, and Danny can be our best player without scoring a bucket, and he's got to be able to get downhill and get some other guys involved. And I thought he did a really nice job at times, and we were able to shoot some uncontested, and then we also had, some guys make some tough contested plays. And the thing is, we got a lot of capable guys. I'd say they're a little inconsistent, but as as they grow up and continue to mature, hopefully that consistency starts to kind of show.
One thing we have talked about quite a bit, and most of it's been off air, we didn't talk about it in postgame Friday night, was the game that Owen Bailey played. There's been games, like the Beloit game really kind of sticks out in my head, where they made it a point to take him out of the game, and he was out of the game. He was much more involved in everything that you did, and not only did he get 13 points, but he also helped others get into some scoring as well.
Yeah, and Hillsboro had a little bit to do with that, because they weren't chasing them like Beloit did, or like Abilene did, but they weren't letting them free by any means, and we kind of started. He's getting frustrated with me in practice because we're no catching him every day in practice now too, and so we're just trying to develop him, make him better. One thing he's got to realize is he's pretty good at putting the basketball on the floor and going to the rim when he goes strong. So he just has to continue to expand his game, and he will. He's a worker, I'm really proud of what he's doing, because what nobody sees is when he's not in the scorebook, how open certain driving lanes are, et cetera, for other guys because of him taking so much attention. And it would be hard for me to think that it's not going to be the same way this evening.
Yeah, what do you think about this Sacred Heart team? This is a Knights team that comes in. They're 5-0. They've played some pretty tough small school competition so far. They went to Clifton Clyde. They played Breen Academy. They were in Chapman for the Irish Classic. Saw Rossville and Chapman there in those two. Had a nice last-second win against Bishop Ward. What do you think about this team?
Yeah, they're experienced, number one. They didn't lose anybody from last year, and then they added a foreign exchange student who can play. So they're experienced. They know how to win basketball games. They're mature, but everything runs through Mike Matucci. He's going to try and break you down and get in the paint, and he's really, really efficient when he gets in the paint, and so we're going to have to be good at one of the things that we've really struggled at this year, and that's keeping guys in front of us. I think that's going to be key, and then, not giving them, extra opportunities. We need to make them work for buckets, but when they miss, we can't give them offensive rebounds and let them, take shot 2 and shot 3, because, they're mature enough and efficient enough that they're going to get a good one up.
Best of luck to you. We'll talk to you after the game.
Thank you.
Bryson Flax, head coach of the Southeast Trojans. His guys tonight trying to knock off the Sacred Heart Knights.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help you with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach, right off Crawford, and in the Central Mall Salina and downtown McPherson. Based on honesty and trust, contact L&L Advisors today.
Don't fret, my little pickup pal. New Image Audio installs these inside trucks, too.
Oh, yeah.
You'll want it when the winter chill hits. A remote start from New Image Audio for cars, trucks, even diesels. All systems remote and cell phone capable. Nationwide coverage. Get yours at New Image Audio on South Broadway.
In Salina.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Back here at Southeast of Saline High School, getting ready for game number 2 of our doubleheader as the Saline County Showdown renews itself here tonight. The Southeast of Saline ladies have already notched a victory tonight, 35-25. Now we turn our attention to the guys team, a 2-3 Southeast of Saline team coming off of a win, 62-50 over Hillsboro on Friday. Southeast of Saline able to protect their home floor. They had 8 different Trojans score, 4 of them in double digits. Kept turnovers down in single digits. 50% from the free throw line. Biggest lead in that game was 15 points as they end up winning over Hillsboro 62-50. They will have a tall task in front of them tonight with a 5-0 Sacred Heart team that's led by head coach Brian Gormley. Sacred Heart has 5 different seniors in their starting lineup. They will also bring 2 more off the bench, and they are led by Michael Matucci, 5'9" senior, averages almost 9 points a game, 8 rebounds, 2.5 steals, and 5.5 assists per contest. With him will be Evan Bogart, a 6'3" senior, 7 points a game, 7 rebounds for Bogart so far. Jess Samuelson, a 6'2" senior, averages 2 points a game and also 3 rebounds. Max Ehrlich, a 6' senior, averages had a home game as of yet. For the Southeast of Saline Trojans, they are 2-3 on the season so far under the direction of head coach Bryson Flax. They will start Gannon Jacobson, a 6'1 sophomore. Gannon has caught fire offensively lately. He is now averaging 10.5 points per game, also 4 rebounds and 2 assists. Gannon Jacobson leads the team in steals. The leading scorer is Owen Bailey at 13.5 points per game. Bailey is a 6'1 junior who also grabs 3 rebounds and 2 assists per contest. Connor Castleman, a 6-foot senior, averages 4 points, 2.5 rebounds, and 2 assists per game. Britton Leeds, a 6'5 senior, is the leading rebounder on the Southeast team. Leeds averages over 8 points a game, 6.5 rebounds, and 2 assists per contest. And Captain Kerr, a 6-foot senior, Daniel Kerr, averaging 8.5 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. He leads the team in assists for Southeast of Saline. Southeast of Saline likes to keep it low scoring. They average almost 50 points a game. They give up almost 50 points a game, almost an even ledger there at 48.4 scoring, 49.6 allowed, while Sacred Heart likes to play a little bit more revved up style. They will get up and down the floor, and Michael Matucci will be the driving force behind this Knights offense here tonight. Tyler Smith, your new image audio keys to success tonight for Southeast of Saline and knocking off the undefeated Sacred Heart Knights.
Well, I think it's all about what you said right there. It's defense and handling Matucci. I mean, Matucci can do so many things offensively. He can speed the game up. He can slow the thing down. He's kind of that driving force that decides if you want to play fast, if you want to slow things down for Southeast. I'm excited to see the defensive matchup that Coach Bryson Flax goes with Matucci and see what you do right there. I've been so impressed defensively with Connor Castleman so far this season, and we just saw it in the girls' game. It's these rivalry games, and it's somebody just kind of comes up out of nowhere. These kids have all grown up playing against each other. All of a sudden, these rivalries don't mean as much to these kids because they've all played against each other growing up. Like, you'll see a kid that maybe shouldn't do things that does something special tonight.
Gym pretty full as we get ready for the Saline County Showdown. Gannon Jacobson will take the 3 when Southeast of Saline wins the tip. That will come off in a rebound to the Sacred Heart Knights. Sacred Heart dressed in their navy blues and gold, while Southeast of Saline dressed in their home whites trimmed in gray and purple. Matucci all the way to the lane on the left-hand side. Now he's going to turn around, give it to Bogart. His shot is up, no good, and it comes down into a rebound. Daniel Kerr chases it to the sideline. Kerr will bring it across the logo here at center court. Go to Jacobson. Jacobson now to Castleman. Man-to-man defense being played on both ends here early on. Owen Bailey gets free. Three-pointer up, no good, and now a rebounding foul will be called on Matucci. Daniel Kerr went up for it, and Matucci moved in underneath him, said the official. Daniel Kerr turns around. He kind of taps Matucci on the shoulder as to say, tough call, bud.
Yes, and we're seeing right now Matucci and Kerr. That's going to be a matchup that's going to be just a blast to watch. Perhaps the two best athletes on the floor. You throw Tyler Bogart in there as well. That's a heck of an athlete as well for Sacred Heart. But watching these two go at it's going to be fun all night.
Kerr pulls up, 16-footer just off the left elbow. That hits the front of the rim, no good. Here comes Sacred Heart back the other way. We are a minute in, looking for our first points. As Sacred Heart misses a shot inside, Kerr saves the rebound. They got hit out of bounds. Back into Britton Leeds. Southeast of Saline will keep it.
It was the composure from Kerr right there, falling out of bounds, still able to keep his composure, find Leeds as he misses the 15-footer right there. Matucci going the other way.
Matucci stepping on the gas, little spin move, loses Jacobson, now plays it out for a long three-pointer that barely hits the front of the rim, as these two teams need to warm up a little bit before they keep shooting these jump shots. They are still scoreless.
And it's one of the things, like you said, the gym is getting packed. It's getting filled. Bailey buries the 25-footer for 3. But again, you kind of got to get into the flow a little bit. I mean, there's standing room only right now at the Purple Palace. That's what makes this game so exciting, especially on a Monday night.
Owen Bailey didn't have time to warm up. He just lit the fire. 3-0 Southeast of Saline from way behind the arc for Owen Bailey. I was really impressed with his game against Hillsboro. He has had a couple really tough games since blowing up against Smoky Valley a couple of weeks ago. And he really was more involved, got other people more involved, and really a presence on offense last Friday. Here's a shot now by Sacred Heart. That's no good. Gannon Jacobson all the way down the floor, and he got caught with a shuffle of his feet. Evan Bogart peeled off there to defend him, and Jacobson got stuck underneath the basket and nowhere to go.
Yeah, Bogart did a really good just understanding what was going on, understood that Jacobson was kind of coming a little bit out of control, stood his ground, but understood that he wasn't going to draw any contact, kind of deked it right there, and Jacobson gets caught with the travel.
We're going to see who's in better shape here between Kerr and Matucci, especially early on, as those two are just shadowing each other going down the floor. Right now they stand on the right wing. Here's Matucci with a backdoor cut. Bogart gets him the basketball. Matucci buried underneath, can't do anything with it. Now a pitch out. Ball ends up at the top of the key. Back inside for a shot that is up and in for Sacred Heart. It's Jason Mars down low.
And that's twice Mars has gotten really good position on Jacobson. Just with the flow of the offense, Jacobson's got to do a really good job kind of staying with that flow. We see Jacobson can work on the inside and the outside as Bailey misses a three and Kerr gets the offensive board.
Kerr and 3 Sacred Heart Knights all standing with their hands up. One of them got him on the arm, and they're going to call a foul down low. It will go against Evan Bogart. That is his first. Kerr to the free throw line. He'll shoot 2. So far on the season, Daniel Kerr 5 of 5 at the stripe. Free throw is up, and it's good. 4-2 our score. Another free throw coming up here for Daniel Kerr. 2 early fouls called on Sacred Heart. Bogart Matucci. Second free throw rattles out, no good. 1 of 2 now from the stripe here in this game for Daniel Kerr. With the basketball, Max Ehrlich. He is drawing the defensive assignment of Connor Castleman. Makes sense, leading scorer on the team.
Without a doubt. And you're seeing a play right there as I'm just getting ready to go into. You're seeing this man-to-man defense. You're seeing a defensive transformation with this team right here. You know, we're used to seeing Southeast teams just want to get out and run and go and outscore you. Really starting to see Bryson Flax's influence defensively. Really strong man-to-man defense, on-the-ball defense, help side if you need it. Great defense from Southeast.
And really kind of refocusing and stepping back into the mission, right? And that's to, first and foremost, win the league title. The Southeast of Saline team, when they lost last Friday to Beloit, 2 Fridays ago now to Beloit, it was a winning streak that was snapped that they had in league play of 23 games. They are back-to-back champions in the NCAA. They still have a chance to go 3 in a row here.
Well, it's a DNA thing, isn't it? Like the names change, but the DNA stays the same. And that's why you see Bogart with a great move down low with the finish. But that's what Bryson Flax has been trying to tell these guys. Like, it's still Southeast basketball. You guys are still – I mean, these guys have been – they haven't played huge pivotal roles in some of these championship teams, but they're a part of it. This DNA runs thick at Southeast.
Halfway through the first period, Jacobson trying to break a 4-4 tie. His three-pointer from the left wing, no good. Daniel Kerr diving after that basketball. Now Matucci gets away. All the way down the center of the lane. He's going to turn it over, try to shovel pass it over to the left-hand side. Sacred Heart saying that ball got tipped out of bounds. Their coach doesn't seem too worried about it as Brian Gormley turns and walks away applauding. 4-4 our score. Southeast of Saline will get it back. That's the 3rd turnover of the first quarter so far on Sacred Heart.
And you saw Matucci there almost be he needs to be more selfish there, in my opinion. He's got to take that ball, just continue to go to the rack right there. He tried to dish it off to Bogart. Kind of a tough situation, tough catch for Bogart. Turned over Southeast Saline basketball.
Jacobson with it. Southeast of Saline. Not a lot of action inside yet. They don't have a 2-pointer yet in this game. They have a free throw and a 3-pointer. Here's Castleman on cue. He goes to the rack. Can't get the left-handed layup to go down. And Sacred Heart's going to bring it out of there. Luca Adami, a foreign exchange student from Italy, into the game for Sacred Heart. The point goes to Jet Samuelson. Sacred Heart has a 2-point lead.
Yeah, and Samuelson just kind of got caught in transition right there. There were a lot of eyes, a lot of people looking elsewhere. As you're seeing Luca play really good defense.
Adami all over Daniel Kerr here. And the ball gets deflected, pops up out of bounds. It will stay with Southeast of Saline.
Seems to always happen with some of these teams, right? You need a strong 6th man. We'll just go to the European game, see if we can find one.
Let's go to
Luca's a good-looking kid.
Club Italia.
Yes.
Here's underneath. Britton Leeds buried underneath the basket. Somehow he gets the left hand off the window to score.
Yeah, really crafty finish from Leeds. Caught the ball high on the right side, just kind of a little baby dribble to kind of get himself to the other side. Uses the rim to protect himself from the defender. Great finish from the big senior.
Tied up at 6, 2:40 left to play. First quarter. Here's Adami now. He's going to drive to the baseline, go back in to play on the elbow. Ehrlich's going to get stuck with it, and then he'll have to play it off to the right-hand side. Here's a drive by Mars. He's going to step through 2 defenders and travel with the basketball.
And you see Coach Gormley immediately, and I agree with Coach Gormley. He's saying that's a step and then a step through. He's wanting that not to be a travel call. Nevertheless, ball was missed. It would have been rebounded from Southeast Saline. But that's one of those, it looks like a travel. And I think, they're having that conversation still. And I guarantee you we're going to see Luca Adami at some point pull one of those with his European influence. Just a great use of your 2 steps, something I'm a huge fan of.
Owen Bailey with the basketball. Goes right-hand side to Grady Gebhardt, who has just checked into the game. He'll play it through the defense, back to the center of the floor to Jacobson. Gebhardt with it again. He scored his first varsity points on Friday against Hillsboro. He had a three-pointer off the right wing. Leeds now has it. He's in three-point land. He's going to set a screen for Gebhardt. Gebhardt not using the screen. Will play a pass to Jacobson. Wow. Back inside. Leeds. He'll score with the left hand and draw the foul. Coming in late and making the contact was Jason Mars for the third foul on Sacred Heart. What a play by Southeast.
Yeah, and if that's one thing you know from a Brian Gormley coach team, they're going to play really hard man-to-man defense, as we've seen already. Leeds did a great job just coming across on that baseline, catches the ball, and immediately goes up. There's no hesitation. There's no time to hesitate against this defense. Great finish to the free throw line for the bonus situation.
Kirby Davis checks in for Gannon Jacobson. Free throw miss there by Leeds. 1:45 to play, first quarter, 8-6. Southeast of Saline. Gebhardt and Matucci going at it here. That's probably Grady's big assignment for the night. Here's Ehrlich. He gets to the middle of the paint. Dishes it down low to Samuelson. His shot bothered. Sails over the rim. Cleaned up by Owen Bailey. Here comes Bailey back the other way. He's going to stop and pop. 5 feet behind the line. Off the front of the rim. No good. Sacred Heart running back the other way. Matucci had it. Gebhardt took it out of the air, but then his momentum just carried him into a travel. But the most athletic play you're going to see by Grady Gebhardt.
Yeah, without a doubt, you're not disappointed at all with that travel call right there. Grady looked like a defensive back just looking after a deep fade pass. Got 2 feet inbounds. Couldn't dribble. There was nowhere to dribble. Great play from Gebhardt just to slow things down. Dead ball turnovers, much different than live ball turnovers. It gives you a chance to reset your defense.
That was the old wheel route out of the backfield, right?
It was.
76 seconds left to go here. First quarter. Here's Adami. He's going to get the paint, dish it out. Three-pointer up, three-pointer good from Evan Bogart. Give the assist to Luka Adami. 1 point lead for Sacred Heart. Omar Calzada is into the game for Southeast. He sets a big pick for Kerr. Kerr all the way to the basket, scores his first field goal, That with a free throw gives him 3, and Southeast claims the lead back.
And that's something we see from Kerr that nobody else can. A lot of players can't do that. We see Kerr just absorbs so much contact. It's like there's defensive linemen all over in a football game, and he can still get the pass up right there. Takes so much contact. Great finish from Captain Kerr.
10-9. Southeast leading by 1. Sacred Heart has the basketball. 30 seconds left to go, first quarter. Boy, this one's got the intensity of a fourth quarter already in it.
It does, and you can see right now, this is giving Kerr a couple seconds, Matucci a couple seconds, Bogart, some of these guys that will not come off the court all night, just gives them a second or two to catch their breath before we go the last 10 seconds of the first quarter.
Adami gives it up to Matucci. High lob pass. Kirby Davis comes out to chase it, commits the foul. That's the first foul for Southeast of Saline here in this game.
And Kirby's been a player I've been extremely impressed with as we've progressed in the season. He just does all the little things. Does a lot of things like Addison Rohr does. Addison Rohr scored a lot tonight. But Davis just does those dirty things right there. Nothing wrong with that foul. You're going to commit the foul. It's your first team foul. Make them reset.
Ehrlich driving on Owen Bailey. Backs him down. 4 seconds left now out to Bogart. His three-pointer no good. Sacred Heart has it at the buzzer for a 3, and they're going to count it. A three-pointer given up in the quarter by Southeast of Saline, and Sacred Heart will take a 2-point lead into the second. 12-10, Knights over Trojans. You're listening and watching on SalinaPost.com to live stream video. It's presented by Salina Ortho.
Citizens State Bank has been serving Kansans for over 100 years. We're a full-service bank that can service your personal, business, and agricultural lending and deposit needs. Citizens State Bank offers 24/7 convenience with mobile deposit, online banking, and our ATM conveniently located in front of the building. Stop by and see our friendly and helpful staff. Citizens State Bank at 600 Maple Street in Gypsum, Kansas. Citizens State Bank and Trust Company is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
For a limited time, take advantage of savings on new Case IH specialty utility and all-purpose tractors with 2.5% interest for 84 months or cash back. With easy operation, Case IH tractors deliver the flexibility and durability your operation demands. Hurry in. Offer ends December 31st, 2023. Stop by Can Equip in Salina and set yourself up for greater productivity with a great deal on a Case IH tractor that works as hard as you do.
This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
A big corner three by Michael Matucci at the end of the quarter puts Sacred Heart up by 2, 12-10, and that is our score as we enter second quarter action. Glad you're back here, Southeast High School. Devin Haney, Tyler Smith. Again, live stream video paired with the radio broadcast free of charge on SalinaPost.com, brought to you by Salina Ortho. Sacred Heart not only got the three-pointer to close out the quarter, they also get the ball to start second quarter and a chance to double up. Matucci, though, misses the runner on the feed from Ehrlich, and a rebound there by Gannon Jacobson. It's Jacobson, Calzada, along with Castleman, Gebhardt, and Davis on the floor for Southeast. And Gannon Jacobson tried to spin around a defender, ran right into another defender, then lost the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like Ehrlich right there just forced him to the baseline. Jacobson ran out of room. All of a sudden, the second Sacred Heart defender came. Not a lot of room for Jacobson. Commits a turnover.
12-10 remains our score. Sacred Heart leading by 2. Corner three up, no good for Sacred Heart. That's from Will Tuttle. Tuttle's first action of the night here to start the second period. Southeast of Saline gets it back. Davis on the left side.
Was right there. It looked like Ehrlich had a good called a block or situation. Good call foul with Davis falling out. I like that because the defender didn't look at the charge. Let that happen. David Ball's easy call for the official.
1 minute in period. Here's Luca Adami in the paint. He'll kick it out. A couple of twitches there from Max Ehrlich. Goes back to Luca Adami and he scores. The foreign exchange student with his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, good change of pace from it right there. He used those 2 steps. Really good defense from Adami on the defensive side to force a turnover on Jacobson. But again, just that change of pace. You don't have to be fast all the time. If you can go mid, fast, it really makes you explosive.
Daniel Kerr, Brenton Leeds, Owen Bailey back into the game. They'll join Jacobson and Castleman, who stay on the floor, as it's the biggest lead so far of the night for either team. 4-point lead here for Sacred Heart. They go in deep. Now back to Ehrlich. He'll kick it out. Matucci for 3. That one kisses the rim and takes an awkward bounce off the rim. Out of bounds. It will come back to Southeast of Saline. .6:23 left to go here before the intermission. Owen Bailey up across the timeline. Still man-to-man here for Sacred Heart. They've been in that the entire way so far. Owen Bailey has the basketball slapped out of bounds. It will stay with Southeast, and Bailey will inbound on his own sideline.
And we're seeing Adami now. Like, Luca's getting very active hands. That's twice we've now seen him, strip the ball away from a ball handler of Southeast of Saline.
Jacobson throws one into the hands of Matucci, who stole it away. And then a foul called on Southeast of Saline as Matucci was coming up the floor right in front of the scorer's table. Foul on Daniel Kerr.
That's one of those. Matucci definitely had an angle, and it looked like Kerr just kind of gave him a little shove out of bounds. And I think Coach Flax wants Kerr to attack the rim and protect it and make Matucci try to finish over you instead of giving him that easy foul.
Sacred Heart has it back. Now they lose the ball, and a foul will be called on Luca Adami. He tried to sweep a big crossover there, lost the basketball. Jacobson picked it up, and then a foul called on Adami with the big body contact. His first. Each team has 5 turnovers so far in this game. 14-10. Southeast of Saline trailing by 4 with the ball. Owen Bailey has it. He had a big 3 to start the scoring for Southeast of Saline. Now backdoor goes Castleman. Lost the ball momentarily. Has to muscle it out of there. Plays it back to Bailey for a step-back 3, and he got it to go. Owen Bailey gets his second trifecta of the first half.
Well, Bailey did a great job. He kind of lost the basketball, jab stepped one way, got the defender going, wrong foot of the defender, little back step back 3, drains it for the junior. Junior Owen Bailey.
There's a drive to the basket now by Evan Bogart that is bothered by Southeast of Saline. The Trojans take it away. Here's Kerr all the way down Broadway. Runner on the southpaw shot. That's no good. Matucci back the other way. Castleman will pick him up in transition.
Wow.
Inside. Britton Leeds out of nowhere. Slaps it out of bounds. You could see Leeds, just a white streak coming down the floor, was able to get the offhand up and knock that ball out of the air till the rest of his team could catch up and help play defense.
I love all the little things that Brenton Leeds does. He plays I mean, he plays like he's just growing every single game. He doesn't play like a true big. He's willing to do those things. That's a great defensive play from the big-time senior.
Matucci now on the drive. He'll play it off to Ehrlich. Ehrlich trying to spin move in the paint. Leads there to Greedy with a block. Now out for another three-pointer that is up and good. This one from Will Tuttle. Same corner that Matucci hit his three to end the first period.
Yeah, too many Trojan defenders converge on the basketball right there. We saw Leeds with a great block, but unfortunately for Southeast, the ball stayed in Sacred Heart, and it's wide open three for Tuttle on the corner.
On the Southeast of Saline offensive end, Samuelson is just basically playing full ball denied defense right now on Owen Bailey. He's not even going to let Bailey touch the ball. Kerr into the paint, plays it out to Leeds, now to Castleman who has it. Castleman in trouble, lost his dribble, get Gannon Jacobson in front of the Sacred Heart bench. We are approaching the halfway mark of the second period. Castleman with it again, back through the defense to Jacobson. Gannon, a little spin move, back out to Castleman. Connor wants to drive. He'll collect the defense. Out to Jacobson for three. Good offense by Southeast of Saline. Their second three of the period.
Yeah, we're seeing, even with Leeds in the game, we're seeing 5 out and kind of drive, see if you can dish. It's good to see Jacobson, see if that can get him going for the rest of the game. He's a streaky shooter. When things get going, watch out.
Southeast hitting Sacred Heart with a little bit of their own medicine there. Here's another three-pointer by the Knights. That hits the front of the rim and then crawls home. Jason Mars, the big guy, out front, hitting a three.
And really soft touch for Mars. As you said, it hits the front part of the rim, kind of bounces in. It's a hometown hop for the away team.
20-16. This lead continues to teeter back and forth between 1 and 4. Right now it's 4 for the Knights. Backdoor cut. Castleman lands between two Knights and he's fouled. I believe it'll be Samuelson on this foul for Sacred Heart. Let's see here. It is. And that will be his first.
And that's twice we've seen that lob to the smaller Castleman, just utilizing his athleticism to go up and get the basketball. I like the way that he's coming down and going back up strong and not trying to alley-oop, but it's just utilizing the strengths that you have, and Castleman's got a lot of athleticism.
Jacobson goes to Owen Bailey out near the scorer's table, who leaps up to grab the basketball. 3:10 left to go. Second period. Castleman has it on the right wing. Now he'll go to Kerr. Kerr wants to drive. Puts it up for Leeds on the lob. Brenton goes up and get it. Now it's out to Gannon Jacobson for three. Off the back heel, won't go. Owen Bailey tried to keep it alive, but it's secured by Matucci. Numbers for Sacred Heart. Now Southeast gets back. It's 3-on-3. Driving a kick out to Matucci. He's going to lob it back to the corner. Tuttle trying to get another three. That won't go down. Loose ball taken in by Castleman.
Talk about team chemistry. We're right there. Matucci knew where Tuttle would be. Just a great job as you see Leeds go to a lot of body. Great finish from Leeds. It looks like there was a lot of body from Jason Mars. No foul called. Ball goes back to Sacred Heart after the big-time bucket from Leeds.
Yeah, probably would have been an and-one situation there if I was standing on that baseline with the whistle, but I'm not. 20-18. Back to a two-point game now. 2:16 left to go here in the second period. Castleman bounced it off of Matucci and out of bounds. Good left hand there by Matucci. By Castleman.
And immediately you saw right there, you saw Matucci knew that he got too deep. He looked at the official. He was disappointed in himself. Coach Brian Gormley disappointed with his own offense right there. Again, a lot of physicality, no foul. Both teams are perfectly happy with that.
Southeast wants a 30. We'll take it. 2:14 left to go. Sacred Heart leads it by 2 here on KINA in the second
When does
quarter.
normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Saline Pain Clinic. Our pain specialist will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
2:14 to go here in the second period. 20-18. Sacred Heart leading Southeast of Saline. Devin Haney, Tyler Smith back here at Southeast of Saline High School. Last game of the calendar, 2023, as these two teams look to go into a holiday break and look for more action after we turn the calendar. Both these teams, coincidentally, will start the new year with Minneapolis. Here's a steal by Matucci. Coming down the floor, Castleman with him. Matucci gets the lay-in, and he's fouled. An and-one opportunity coming up off the 6th Southeast of Saline turnover for Michael Matucci.
And you saw Matucci just read that pass. He stole the ball from the Leeds to Castleman, and you saw he did a great job. He made sure Castleman stayed on his right side. and just continued to ride him, goes up, knew he was going to get a lot of contact. I don't think Castleman tried to commit that foul at all. He tried to get out of the way, but Matucci did a great job drawing the foul on Castleman.
Back to a 4-point Sacred Heart lead. Matucci missed the free throw.
Matucci, not Matucci, sorry.
That's the first missed free throw and first free throw attempt of the game for Sacred Heart. 1:38 left to go, second period. Leeds has it up top. Just got to shorten those passes up, though, right? I mean, you make a pass any longer than 10 feet, he's going to be there to take it away.
He is, yeah. The passing lanes are completely covered. You've got to make sure they're quick, crisp passes, and you got to make sure your offense is going the correct direction, not the opposite direction, or else it's going to be an easy breakaway layup.
Mars up top on the secondary break, plays it right to Adami. He's going to lose the basketball. Castleman there defensively, and Luka Adami lost the basketball for the 7th Sacred Heart turnover. Southeast of Saline will get it back.
Yeah, it was Castleman that kind of got a hand on the basketball right there, and I think right there what Adami was thinking, if the ball is deflected, he can reset his dribble and get going right back at it. The official thought otherwise. That's a really good whistle for Southeast.
22-18, Southeast trailing by 4. Daniel Kerr has it all the way to the cup, had to step over a defender, left it long on the backside. It's going to be rebounded by Matucci. 1 minute left to go here in the first half. 22-18, Sacred Heart. They have teetered at 4 points a couple of different times. Southeast has always been able to respond. Here's a shot put up. That's missed. Samuelson there to stick it back up and in. Jet Samuelson has put the Sacred Heart lead at 6.
Yeah, strong offensive rebound from Samuelson. He goes right back up with it. Great finish from the senior.
Leads up top, set the screen. Now he's going to pop out, get the basketball, play it to Owen Bailey. Another long pass. Matucci there to disrupt it. Castleman trying to save it for Southeast. Matucci will take it. Lob pass up the floor to Samuelson. His layup, good. Back-to-back turnovers for Southeast of Saline end up in points and a Sacred Heart 8-point lead. And now Southeast throws it away.
Yeah, you're seeing it started with another long pass attempt right there from Southeast. It goes immediately the other way. All of a sudden you're frazzled. You just gave up an easy layup the other way. Come back. That's when you know you got to understand the clock. You got to understand there's less than 20 seconds left in the half. Get the last shot. Great defense from Sacred Heart. Turns the ball over. Now they got 15 seconds to play with.
Well, 6-0 run here to end the half. For Sacred Heart has built this lead all the way to 8. They have a chance to add on to it with 8 seconds left. Ehrlich with the basketball. Max is going to go left. Flip it out to Matucci. Matucci turns the corner. Runner in the paint. Got it to go. And that will end the half. Sacred Heart leading by 10. 28-18 our score. And Sacred Heart goes on an 8-0 run to end the half. And a 10-point deficit now for Southeast of Saline coming out of the locker room. 28-18 is our score. When we come back, stats from the first half. We will also have a conversation with head coach Shauna Smith, talk about the Southeast of Saline ladies. They got a victory tonight. It's all coming up when we come back. It's the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report. Sacred Heart leading it at the half, 28-18 on KINA.
Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knopf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knopf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Hi, everyone. It's Winnell Garrettson from SalineHomes.com. It's a new Trojan basketball season, and our coaches have devised a solid game plan. Just like basketball, to reach your goals in the real estate game, we need to have a dynamic game plan. I enjoy working with many of our Trojan supporters in all aspects of real estate. Upsizing, downsizing, investments, town or country. One call to me, and we will get your personalized game plan ready to win. Go Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell at SalineHomes.com.
This is the Trojan Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap. Shot at the horn. Stats, interviews, and a look at other area games. Now, let's get back to the gym for Trojan Halftime on KINA.
Back here at halftime, 28-18. Sacred Heart took a 2-point lead, made it 10 pretty quick, and that is their lead here at the break, 28-18. Scoring from the first half looks like this for Southeast of Saline. Just 4 players so far have scored. Britton Leeds with 6. Owen Bailey with 6 on 2 3-pointers. Gannon Jacobson has a 3. Daniel Kerr with 3 points as well. For Sacred Heart so far, they have had 6 different players score. It's pretty spread out. Jess Samuelson has 6, 3 different players with 5. Michael Matucci, Evan Bogart, Jason Mars, 3 for Will Tuttle, and 2 for Luca Adami. Not a lot of free throws in this game. There hasn't been a lot of fouls called. Only 7 total fouls called in that first half. Southeast of Saline is 1 of 3 from the free throw line. Sacred Heart is 0 of 1. Turnovers, a lot of them for Southeast of Saline happened in the second quarter. They hit the halftime break with 8 turnovers. 7 of those 8 turnovers for Southeast of Saline happened in the second quarter. Sacred Heart has 6 turnovers. And as I said, Tyler, that 2-point lead went to 10 in a flash.
Yeah, and it all stemmed from Sacred Heart's defense. Just kind of turned those screws a little bit, and you saw Southeast get sped up a little bit in their half-court offense. And again, it led to easy buckets on their side for Sacred Heart. That man-to-man defense, we've talked about the lack of foul shots right now, and I think right now what you got to go to is you got to get the ball down to Brenton Leeds, let him work, see if you can get himself to the free throw line.
Waiting the arrival of head coach Shauna Smith, talk about the game that her girls played tonight. It was a victory for Southeast of Saline, 35-25 in this game, and coach settles in here. 4-2 now on the season, hitting the 2023 portion of the calendar now and getting a little bit of a break here when you're 4-2. I know one thing, Coach, there's a heck of a difference between 3-3 and 4-2 when you hit that break, and you were able to get that victory here tonight.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's a lot easier going in the break, ending on a win. That's why I was kind of glad we had this game and didn't just end, on Tuesday night, I should say, or Friday night, I guess it was. So that's kind of nice to come out with a win, and I thought we did a really good job tonight.
This team has really kind of set a trend and a precedent of not losing 2 in a row. It's been a long time. I'm going to have to go back and look when the last time was you lost back-to-back games. It doesn't happen very often, and you avoided that again tonight. And it was kind of a strange game early on offensively. It was clear to me that Sacred Heart was going to do everything in their power to keep Lexi Jacobson from scoring inside. But that freed up Addison Rohr, who was able to answer the call. She comes out tonight with a new career high, 9 points for her tonight. She played well on the backside. Probably could have had 13 if she was just a tick more aggressive back there, huh?
Yeah, she's going we talked about that after the Hillsborough game, kind of like how she has to get more involved. But I also thought, tonight, she just did a better job of finding openings. And we talked about giving people assists in the game also, and I thought that's what we did tonight, is that we found those open because they went over and doubled up on Lexi, was all on that side, and left her wide open there on the backside, and she finished those shots there. But I thought she was just more aggressive tonight.
You got help, too, from other players. You were able to get 9 points off the bench tonight, 5 for Reagan Duran, 4 for Sutton Douglas. We hit halftime, and Brielle Potacik, Lexi Jacobson, and Maddie Harris, your 3 seniors, only had a combined 4 points, but yet you led by 12 because of other people stepping up and scoring on offense, and you only gave up 1 free throw in the second quarter. Your second quarter defense was pretty darn good.
Yeah, I thought I thought we did a great job the whole 32 minutes of the game defensively. We only had a couple little hiccups there, but you're going to have that in a game.
Yeah.
And, they got a couple buckets inside, but when you have a 6'1" kid, you're going to get that when you're going against a 5'7" kid. We had that, whatever, but for the most part, I could take that. So I told them, we talked about it after the game, is defense travels with you.
Yeah.
And every single night, you can always bring defense. Lots of nights, offense, it just doesn't go in for you.
You had to lean on that defense a little bit in the third quarter. When your offense went away, you did not have a field goal in the third quarter. Had 3 free throws. We go to the end of the third, 24-21, but then you were able to own the fourth quarter. There was a key point in this game. Sacred Heart got it to within 1 point, and then about the 5:40 mark, you were able to hit back-to-back 3-pointers. Maddie Harris, Lexi Jacobson, a turnover by Sacred Heart there in the middle, and then we played at a stalemate for a long time. Then you were able to get another 2 on a backdoor cut by Brielle Potacik. That little run there, an 8-0 run, pretty much sealed the deal on this one. You hit some free throws at the end. Brielle went 3 of 4 from the free throw line to seal it up. But, man, I saw a great team effort again tonight.
I would agree. That's what we kind of talked about, is just everybody chipped in it. Like I said, in the first half, like I said, the 3 seniors didn't have as many, but they do so many other things also. But I thought everybody chipped in. So when Reagan came in, she had hit a big 3 there, and then had that layup there that she put in. But just everybody kind of Abigail some drives, and based on some things that we told her we wanted to work on here, just in that one day of practice, some things that she's just got to do better. Those are things that she does well.
So you go to the break 4-2. Your 2 losses are to 2 ranked teams, one in 3A, one in 2A. And we always talk about the positive vibes of mentally having a win going into that long break. I know the state doesn't let you practice like they used to back in the day, but it is still a long period of calendar days that you have to go through dealing with a loss mentally. You don't have to do that. You get a win. You have a pretty good record here hitting the break, and now you go all the way through the first Friday of January before you play Minneapolis. What do you want to accomplish, though, over the break and the dates that you do have with the girls?
We're just going to work offensively, and that's kind of at our practice yesterday. It's really what we worked on yesterday was defending a little bit of Sacred Heart, just their sets, whatever. But we worked on offensively, just how we're going to keep people open, like what's everybody's specialties.
Yeah.
What's everybody do, the thing that they do well, offense, and we just talked about how we got to keep Lexi involved in every one of our offensive, plays. Like she's got to touch the ball a lot more than we did, like against Hillsborough and whatever.
We haven't really talked about the younger levels of Southeast Lady Trojan basketball. Bryce and I will talk about the guys every now and then, but we just went through a halftime ceremony where they all got honored from the junior high, boys and girls, winning their league tournaments. And you got some nice freshmen coming up there, too. It just kind of seems like through all levels here, you're going to have some players just keep on coming through. That's exciting, isn't it?
It is very exciting. I watched them. I've, been around them for the last couple of years, whenever. Mr. Goodell coaches them, and I think he does a good job with those girls. He kind of has them ready to go. He gets after them, but he has high expectations for those kids. He doesn't like to lose, and I like that. That little thing. It's not just everybody plays, whatever. He's out there to win, which is good. But those girls, I like how they play because they play hard. They know how to play hard, and for me, that's worth a lot.
Awesome. Wins are worth a lot, too. You get one tonight, 35-25. Have a great Christmas and a Happy New Year. We will see you the first Friday of January against Minneapolis. Back with more after this. 28-18 the score at halftime. Sacred Heart leading Southeast on KINA.
Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knopf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knopf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Basketball on KINA.
Back here at Southeast of Saline, 28-18. Sacred Heart leading it as we get ready to start third quarter action. A 10-point lead for the Knights. A big run there, Tyler, to end the second quarter. What Southeast need to do here to get back in this?
Right, I think you need to establish Brenton leads down low. I mean, there's two shots, and you know that you can get it any time that the players get the basketball, and that's Owen Bailey can rattle himself open from 25 in. We know that's not a horrible shot. We also know that Daniel Kerr can get to the lane at any time. But I think you need to establish some half-court offense, pound the ball into Brenton Leeds, let him go to work. We saw him start off with 2 early buckets, hit another in the second quarter, but get Leeds off, get him loose. Let's see what can happen for Southeast.
This entire first half was played within 4 points, really. Sacred Heart kept going up by 4. Southeast would answer back with either a 3 or a 2. Then all of a sudden it went to 6, went to 8, went to 10, and that was the buzzer for the halftime. And that's where we're at right now. 28-18, Southeast of Saline trails. They do have the basketball to start the third period. Wide open offense here, a 5-out offense being ran. Bailey with the basketball, wants to drive. Body contact there. Bailey lost the basketball, but then picked it up. Fires it to Gannon Jacobson for a 3. That's no good. And Sacred Heart has it. And Owen Bailey looks like he is a little banged up on that play. Comes down holding his left knee, and quickly Grady Gebhardt will pop up off the bench.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been Ehrlich just kind of knee to knee. I thought Ehrlich did a great job defensively. He understood what Bailey was trying to do after that ball fake, kind of took away that right side. They kind of got banged up, kind of caused an awkward play down there on the baseline. Bailey's sitting out, and that's going to be huge right now for Southeast.
Those will stick with you for a while, too. There's no doubt about that. 28-18 remains our score. Now Sacred Heart has it. Their first possession of the third period. Ehrlich comes off a screen, having to deal with Daniel Kerr. Now lob pass inside to Mars. He tries a little up and under move over Britton Leeds. That won't go down, and Leeds gets the rebound. Off to Gannon Jacobson. Jacobson pretty quiet in that first half for what he's been doing over the last couple of games. Only had 3 points. There's a pass that is fired down low. Castleman looking for Kerr, and it goes out of bounds. It will stay with Southeast. Gannon Jacobson had 18 last Tuesday against Abilene, had 14 against Hillsborough on Friday night. Right now, both teams looking for the first points of the third quarter. Jacobson has the basketball, now goes to Castleman. Castleman will play it to Gebhardt. Kirby Davis comes off the bench at the scorer's table. Leads for a three, top of the key, that won't go. Here comes Sacred Heart off and running. Cross-court pass, Ehrlich to Bogart. Bogart on the left-hand side, goes down low to Samuelson, now back out to Mars. Near steal there by Gebhardt, but Matucci's going to keep it for the Knights. 6:13 left to play. Bogart down low, trying to back down Jacobson. Gannon might have got a little piece of that shot as it went up, and then got the rebound, plays it to Kerr.
Yeah, great job from Jacobson right there. Kind of got shoved off by Bogart, still goes up strong. If he didn't get a hand on the ball, at least did enough to create an awkward shot for Bogart.
Over 2 minutes into the third quarter. Here's Kerr for a long three. That's an air ball. Lands in the lap of Leeds. Now it's going to be broken up by Ehrlich, and a foul will be called on Kerr, trying to come in and get that basketball. Two personal fouls on Daniel Kerr.
That's one of those awkward ones. Loose ball. Daniel Kerr goes after it. Gets called for the foul. Sacred Heart player was there first. Kerr called for his second, but you don't mind the hustle right now. You need something to spark. We kind of talked about that in the girls' game. Maddie Harris went on the floor for a ball. Kind of got everybody going for Southeast Saline. You're hoping that same type of play will ignite this Trojan offense.
Sacred Heart has it back. Matucci walks it up the floor, crosses the center court stripe once again. Now he's going to spin off Kerr. Jump pass out to Mars, who will try a three, and he hits another one. Jason Mars hit one in the first half. Back in the second quarter, he gets another one there. He has 8. He's leading the way right now for Sacred Heart.
Yeah, Mars, again, it's just a sweet stroke. Doesn't take a lot of threes, but when he does, they're within the offense. He just did a great job. Caught the ball in rhythm. No defenders near him. Stroked it for the big guy.
31-18. It's a big drought right now for Southeast. There's Jacobson going through 2 defenders. Got tied up. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to stay here with Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, and you saw a good defense right there. Just Sacred Heart hands on the basketball with numerous players. Made it really difficult for Jacobson to drive to the lane.
Leads the lob pass off the inbounds, let him out to about the three-point line. Now Castleman drives by Ehrlich, and Max Ehrlich will slap it out of bounds from behind. It'll stay with Southeast of Saline, and a chance once again to run some baseline offense here.
And you're able to see this Sacred Heart defense kind of compress itself with Bailey being out, still nursing the knee. Right now, your only three-point really threat is Jacobson. So without Bailey in the game, they can kind of compress. They can kind of spend more time on Leeds and anybody that drives.
Kirby Davis with a ball fake on the left-hand side, and he travels with the basketball. 9 turnovers for Southeast here in this game. That's the first one of the second half. Sacred Heart leads it by 13. They get the basketball back. 4:45 left to play here in the third. Winding things down this week before the holiday break, there is not a scoreboard show on Friday night here on KINA. That will return the first Friday of January 2024. Now Jacobson fighting for the possession of the basketball there with Jet Samuelson. The officials are going to talk about it. I think they're going to go to the arrow. It's going to keep it with the Knights.
Yeah, it looked like Samuelson had on the low side. If the pass would have been there, the pass was errantly thrown on the top side, and Jacobson did a really good job of getting a hand on it, tying the ball up for Southeast.
Sacred Heart tried to get a bunny there off the inbounds. It was bothered by Kirby Davis, and now a charging foul called the other way against Gannon Jacobson. Jacobson went crashing into a Sacred Heart Knight defender, and for Gannon, that will be his first foul.
Yeah, one of those. It was a 2-on-2 break. It looked like Samuelson kind of slid in. He got there later on to create, and he just stood his ground defensively. Really tough. One of those risk-reward type plays. Samuelson held his ground, is rewarded with the charge. Basketball's going the other way to Sacred Heart.
Walker Tuttle comes into the game for Sacred Heart. Approaching the halfway mark of this third period. Just 3 points scored so far in this quarter. As the ball goes squirting out of bounds, Kirby Davis tried to save it, but then it's on the baseline. It will stay here with Sacred Heart on their offensive end.
And you're seeing Matucci talk to Samuelson right there. Matucci did a great job drawing the defender. He's passing the ball to Samuelson. He wants Samuelson to go up with the shot immediately. Don't take that dribble and get away. Go up, especially if that defender collapses on you. You got a wide open layup.
Luka Adami checks into the game for Sacred Heart once again. Here's Matucci finding a wide open Walker Tuttle down low. 5 points in the quarter for Sacred Heart. That's Walker Tuttle's first basket of the night. The Sacred Heart lead has grown to 15. Sacred Heart so far pitching a shutout. Here's another steal. Matucci takes it away. All the way down the floor, and a foul called on Castleman, and the ball goes in. The ball went all the way around the rim and fell home. Yes. He's going to have a chance at an and-one opportunity.
Strong finish from Matucci. Goes up on the right side, kind of goes up, double clutches, feels the contact, ends up finishing that play with the left hand to the free throw line, sending Castleman to the bench with his second personal.
Castleman to the bench, Sam Knopf into the game. This is the second varsity game that he has appeared in this year. Also played in the game Friday against Hillsboro. Michael Matucci makes the free throw. 8 points now for Matucci. Sacred Heart has doubled up Southeast here, 36-18. 3:35 left to go in the third. Here's another steal. This one by Luka Adami. He's going to race all the way to the basket and get the and one. Luka Adami got the turnover, went to the other end, and a late foul by Kirby Davis will send him to the free throw line to tack on a free throw.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of a frustration foul right there on Davis. I mean, you've either got to commit a super hard foul trying to go after the basketball or let Adami go. Adami with the finish, draws the contact, goes to the free throw line as he misses the first.
Misses the free throw, but then Evan Bogart is there to put it back in. Sacred Heart running away from this one. They own the third period right now, 12-0. They lead at 40-18. It wasn't that long, Tyler, that this game was a 2-point game. Like, we're talking 2 minutes left to go in the second quarter. And now another turnover and a foul called on Southeast of Saline. I think Bryson Flax wants a timeout. I feel the coach has to be lost right now. It's just nothing his team is doing right. And he's going to take a timeout and try to stop the bleeding a little bit. 3:08 left to go in the third. 40-18. It's a 30-second timeout taken by Southeast of Saline on KINA.
The Trojans are experts in precision passes, and Everhart Precision Ag are your experts in grid soil sampling. Everhart Precision Ag does all the sampling and data analysis in-house, keeping it local and close to the farm. They're also your local channel seedsman, selling all seeds with an emphasis in corn and soybeans. Trust Matt Everhart and Lane Hensley at Everhart Precision Ag, serving Saline, Dickinson, McPherson, and Ottawa counties, and also supporting Southeast of Saline Trojans. For more information, visit everhartprecision.com.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline basketball on KINA.
The foul on Gannon Jacobson is his second for Southeast of Saline. Michael Matucci to the free throw line for Sacred Heart. Free throw is up and it rolls home. So far, Matucci in this game, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Second free throw also good. Lead continues to grow. Now it's 24. And this has happened in 5 minutes of the third quarter, along with the last 2 minutes of the second quarter. Tyler, we get paid to talk, and I don't know what to say right now.
Yeah, you're starting to, this defense just continues to extend, and you're seeing them, they're selling out on all balls, and if they got help side, you're really going to drive and penetrate. As you see another errant pass right there from Kerr to Davis, another turnover forced by Sacred Heart.
Southeast turns it over again for the 12th time in the game. 2:43 left to go here in the third, 42-18. Again, this was a 2-point game with about 2 minutes left to go in the in the second quarter. We still have 2.5 to go in the third, and Sacred Heart is just pulling away. Luka Adami, three-pointer, top of the circle. That's no good. Britton leads with the big rebound down low. Daniel Kerr has it. Up the floor to Knopf. He'll shoot the 10-footer along the baseline left-hand side. That one comes off no good. And another rebound for Sacred Heart. Matucci pushes it up the floor to Adami along the baseline. Out to Ehrlich. Nobody comes out to check him. He'll fire the three. Kirby Davis with the rebound inside. Southeast still has not scored in this third period. And here's a steal. Matucci takes it away from Kirby Davis and scores.
That's got to be Matucci's third or fourth steal just in this quarter right here. You're seeing him just completely take over the basketball game from the defensive side, leading to easy buckets right now for the Knights.
Kerr with it on the right-hand side to Jacobson. Gannon trying to improve his angle at Britton Leeds. Nobody picks him up, though, and he's going to go ahead and take that layup. First points of the quarter for Southeast of Saline comes at the 1:35 mark.
Really like that from Jacobson. I mean, nobody stopped him. Just continued to go to the basket, get himself an easy layup.
Luka Adami, though, there to answer back. 4 points in the quarter for him.
Adami really good with both hands. Just saw him shoot that three earlier. Something. He's a natural lefty. I wouldn't have guessed that early on. He's equally as strong with his right hand. That's a good finish from his right side.
There's Jacobson for three on the kick out from Brenton Leeds at 5 straight points for Southeast of Saline and Gannon Jacobson. He has 8. 1 minute left to go here in the third.
And like we said earlier, Jacobson extremely streaky. He can get going at any time. He can score at all levels. Get him going. You need a couple big defensive stops. Give yourself a chance in the fourth quarter.
We have not seen Owen Bailey come back in the game. He's sitting next to assistant coach Trent Douglas since it appeared that he went knee to knee with a Sacred Heart defender early on here in the third period. 35 seconds left to play in the third. Ehrlich trying to get by Leeds. He does, but then he comes back out, plays it to Luka Adami. Now Matucci comes out high along with Ehrlich. Matucci was going to leave. Ehrlich calls him back. 18 seconds left to play in the third. Sacred Heart trying to add on to their 23-point lead here. Clock down to 9. Adami's going to go to work. He'll kick it out to Ehrlich. Ehrlich. Pass along the baseline from one corner to the other. Matucci for three. Got it to go. Michael Matucci with a huge third quarter. And so does Sacred Heart. Matucci has 17. And Sacred Heart's going to lead at the end of three. 46-23. Back with 49-23. Back with fourth and final quarter action. After this, Knights leading the Trojans big on KINA.
Visit Vernon Jewelers in downtown Saline, where our service is superior and we have something for everyone on your holiday shopping list. Don't miss our holiday sale going on now. Receive 20% off store-wide on hundreds of fine pieces and surprise someone special this year. See our new line of pet jewelry imported from Italy. Choose one of our American Darling purses made right here in the USA. Shop Vernon Jewelers in downtown Saline. It's the little things that matter since 1884.
Hi, everyone. It's Linnell Garrettson from SalineHomes.com. It's a new Trojan basketball season, and our coaches have devised a solid game plan. Just like basketball, to reach your goals in the real estate game, we need to have a dynamic game plan. I enjoy working with many of our Trojan supporters in all aspects of real estate. Upsizing, downsizing, investments, town or country, one call to me, and we will get your personalized game plan ready to win. Go Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell at SalineHomes.com.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
49-23 our score. Sacred Heart leading over Southeast of Saline in a big third quarter there by Sacred Heart. They outscored Southeast 21-5.
Well, yeah, and you saw it all started from the defensive side from Sacred Heart. I mean, they were creating turnovers, giving themselves easy chance opportunities on their side, and Matucci feasted in that quarter.
12 points for Michael Matucci in that quarter. He has 17 for the game. And here's a shot from Isaiah Kerr, who has come into the game. This is his first varsity action of the season, of his career. And a foul on Daniel Kerr. That is his third. So it's Daniel Kerr, Isaiah Kerr, along with Connor Castleman, Sam Knopf, and Omar Calzada in the game right now for Southeast.
You've seen in Matucci's, everything he's cracked up to be. We talked about him pregame. It's just his awareness, his flow, understanding when to go, when to attack, when to pull it out. And Matucci's just an absolute handful right now for Southeast.
Adami gets into the paint. He's going to kick it out to the corner. Now stuck in the wing on the right-hand side was Will Tuttle, but then he gets it back out to Adami. Luka Adami into the paint. Now kick out for three. Got it to go. Will Tuttle, his second three. And I realize being a foreign exchange student, he has not played with this group a long time, but Luka Adami, as this season goes on, he's going to be a problem for Sacred Heart opponents.
Definitely, he molds right in, right? Like he, as you see, a 3 missed by Castleman, but he fits right into this Sacred Heart. We've seen Sacred Heart play a lot, obviously, and he fits the mold of a Sacred Heart basketball player.
There's a block now at point of attack as Bogart went to the rim on the right-hand side. A couple of Southeast players, Calzada, one of them went up and denied him. Southeast of Saline has it back. Isaiah Kerr over in the corner. A couple of dribbles. Now he'll pass it to Calzada. To the right now, Castleman. Isaiah Kerr goes back to Daniel Kerr. 6:19 left to play. High post to Isaiah Kerr again. He has it stripped away from behind.
Yeah, and again, you can't catch the ball without a decision of what you're going to do next against the Sacred Heart defense. Right there, it looked like Isaiah Kerr just got the ball at the elbow. Was kind of indecisive. Before you knew it, there were 3 Sacred Heart defenders around him, slapped the ball away. The ball goes the other way to Sacred Heart.
Low post entry to Jet Samuelson. He's going to play it out now. Tuttle's going to try another 3, and he got it. Will Tuttle off the bench. I believe it's 3 of 4 from the three-point line. He has 9 points. And this has become a 30-plus point gap here for Sacred Heart. Inside, Omar Calzada has it. The clock stopped at 5:44 left to go here in the fourth. I'm pretty sure it should continue to run.
When you see right there with that 3 by Tuttle, it's selfless play from Sacred Heart. We saw the big fella Jason Mars with the opportunity to hit another 3, quickly dishes it to Tuttle, who's even more wide open than Mars is. As you see the defense just scrambling as Tuttle drills it.
Calzada missed the first free throw. Sam Knopf will come out. Owen Bailey does come back in, so that's good to see. Calzada got the second free throw. First point of the fourth quarter for Southeast. 55-24. There's a nice move to the basket by Luka Adami. He has 8.
Yeah, strong finish on the right side with the left hand. Just kind of used his body to protect the basketball. Really impressed with Adami tonight.
4:49 left to play. Kerr. Should say Daniel Kerr. Isaiah is in there as well. Owen Bailey with a 3 on the left wing. Gets it to go. Owen Bailey has 3 threes in this game. He has 9. 57-27. Adami with it. He'll kick it back out. Tuttle will try another 3. And he got another one. Will Tuttle, 3 threes in the fourth quarter. I got him 4 or 5 in this game for 12 points.
And that's a sweet stroke from Tuttle. I mean, he catches the ball in rhythm. It doesn't spend very much time in his hands. Quick release. Great finish from Tuttle.
Here's Calzada for 3, top of the circle, and he's going to score. Omar Calzada has 4 points here in the fourth period.
And Devin, here's the situation. Here's the time in the game where you see shots like that from Calzada, and you're hoping that those transition, that he understands in the flow of an offense. Again, he's a player. You catch the ball in rhythm, he's a player that's just going to continue to grow. Catch that ball. There's going to be a time that he's got a game on the line when that's going to be a shot that he can drain.
There's a shot put up by Sacred Heart. That's no good. Isaiah Kerr muscles the rebound out of there. Plays it to Daniel Kerr. Up the floor. Castleman has it on the left side. Now Calzada, spin move. Gets to the basket a little bit there, kind of fading away, and hits the front of the rim. Needed more lift on that one. 3:30 left to play, and a timeout called for substitution purposes by Brian Gormley and Sacred Heart. Carson Lehman will come in. Also Luke Coland coming in. Walker Tuttle comes back into the game. Jet Samuelson will be back in there. $60-30. Tuttle misses the layup on the left-hand side. Back the other way we go. Calzada inside, off the window on a quick turnaround scores. Omar Calzada now with 6 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and again, like we talked about, you can't catch the ball and think right there. Calzada caught it in motion, was going, Sacred Heart defenders flying by him. Really strong finish from Calzada.
It's a new season high for Calzada. He had 4 against Hillsborough on Friday night. Inside 3 minutes left to go. 3-pointer by Tuttle. Missed that one.
Had to miss the 3 sooner or later, right?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Castleman all the way to the cup. He's going to be blocked up top by Walker Tuttle. And Connor Castleman will go to the free throw line while the clock continues to run.
And that's something we haven't seen a lot of Connor tonight. Just attacking the rim, use your athleticism, go to the bucket. Right there is rewarded with 2 free throws.
Full timeout taken by Southeast of Saline. We'll take it as well. 2:38 left to go. 60-32. Sacred Heart leads Southeast here on KINA.
Winter travel can be treacherous if your tires are worn out. Stay safe with an inspection at Commercial Tire Company. Cold weather also drops the inflation in your tires. Get them checked today to avoid losing grip or damaging your tires. Commercial Tire will help keep you safe. For repairs that aren't tire related, our automotive and diesel mechanics will fix it right the first time. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th, Saline.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knauf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knauf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
(60-32). Sacred Heart leading Southeast of Saline. Connor Castleman at the free throw line. First free throw of 2 up and no good. If you missed it earlier this evening, Southeast of Saline's girls won over Sacred Heart 35-25. Southeast of Saline hits the break at 4-2. Sacred Heart hits the break at 3-3. Castleman gets the second free throw to go. That is his first point of the night. 2.5 minutes left to go. As I said earlier, both of these teams will start 2024 with Minneapolis. Sacred Heart will play Minneapolis on Tuesday, January 2nd. So not a lot of time out of the new year there for Sacred Heart to get going before they have to play Minneapolis on the 2nd. And then Southeast of Saline will have their first game of 2024 that Friday. On the 5th, they will travel to Minneapolis. Calzada with a 3-pointer. And he has 9 points in the quarter. We always talk about a weird Monday game, but we kind of got out of that right after the new year, going to play Sacred Heart or Sacred Heart coming here. And I kind of like where we're at right now, waiting a little bit for the new year to settle the dust before we go have another game.
Yeah, but all of a sudden you get to that Christmas break, and with the Acacia, regulations, there's certain days you can't practice. Before you know it, we feel like we have a lot of time off as teachers, but the coaches don't feel that. I mean, they feel like they got to get their hands on their players immediately. That's why you see a lot of teams practice even beyond this last game. I know Coach Smith is practicing as a Christmas party on Wednesday, but a lot of these teams, you want to keep your hands on these players as much as you can, because as soon as you get back, it's go time.
Here's a 3-pointer by Sacred Heart. That's no good. From Luke Coland, falling down. Ball free. Nobody can secure it. Now Isaiah Carey gets after it. And that will secure the arrow check at the table, and it will say Sacred Heart basketball.
And Devin, a lot of times when you empty the bench like Sacred Heart has, you have to leave somebody on the floor to kind of just direct everything. And it's been Jet Samuelson, as we're seeing him come off right now, but he's been on the floor 4 or 5 times in the last 30 seconds. I mean, he's just been all over. Diving bodies. But you need somebody to solidify things, or else things kind of go haywire without that senior presence.
60-36 the score. Clock continues to run. We're down to 30 seconds. There's a drive to the basket, a block by Calzada. Sacred Heart keeps it on their offensive end. Will Tuttle has it. Into the keyhole to Evan Bogart, who has checked back in. He checked in for Samuelson. It's a near steal by Sam Knauf. He cannot bring it in. Clock down to 9. Carson Lehman lost the basketball. Now stolen away by Omar Calzada. And the buzzer will sound. 60-36. Sacred Heart wins this one. And really, they took a close game with about 2 minutes left to go in the first half. and just crushed Southeast of Saline from there on out. 60-36 our final score. When we come back, numbers from this one. Also have a Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game and a conversation with head coach Bryson Flax. It's all coming up in postgame, and it's brought to you by Commercial Tire Center's Knights win it 60-36 on KINA.